and welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast, your weekly gaming podcast, episode 214. Xbox reveals its next plans. With me, George, and this week joined by Bobby and RGT. Planned in intimate detail to my intimate details. How's it going?
Very well, thank you.
It's good to see both of you smiling gentlemen. Each and every week it fills me with joy to see your faces staring back at me. Seb's gone a bit feral off the back of PAX, and he hasn't stopped partying with a tearaway Texan pastor who's got a checkered past and history. So we're hoping that, well, I've sent out the little version of Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
The little version, what's he called?
Mouse, right? He's
Mouse the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
Stingray's long lost cousin.
That could be.
They look alike
Write that
sometimes.
down for the law, Mumsy. A new chapter in the annals. Mouse the Bounty Hunter.
So he got a lovely mullet as well.
It's not as mullety. It's more like a really bad flat top.
I think we probably all see Mouse a little bit differently, because to me, he's got 3 strands of a comb over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
anyway,
wild.
hopefully he'll bring us Seb back from his shenanigans next week. So everyone who's panicking about where he is, don't worry. To anyone out there panicking, yeah, we probably owe you an episode, an American Office Takeover episode as well, don't we? To be fair, too much Britishness going on here.
I'm down when he returns. You know.
Yeah, if depends if Mouse brings him back broken,
Come on, Mouse.
soiled, or in good condition.
Soiled.
Ooh.
Okay. Off air, you mentioned RGT. You'd been eating something that made me feel a little repulsed. If I'm honest, now I know it's a very popular dish, but goat curry.
Yes.
The weird thing about goat is it tastes exactly like it smells, which is absolutely. Are we allowed one swear an episode? I'm not going to waste it here, but it's gross. It's bloody gross.
It's lovely. Really nice. Really enjoyed it. First time is it the first time? I think it might be the first time I've had goat. Loved it. Lapped it up.
I think it depends how you make it, bro.
That was lovely. And there was some bits still on the bone.
Do you take the meat
soft
out and individually scrub every strand of flesh until it tastes not of goat, or
No, I just devour it quick.
Who made this dish?
It was a little Caribbean sort of pop-up restaurant we had in town. So we went down and give it a try. Lovely. I mean, they said it was goat. I mean,
one of the smallest towns in England. Definitely Suffolk had a pop-up goat restaurant. There's absolutely no way that wasn't dog.
I don't think it was a pop-up goat restaurant. It was a pop-up Caribbean restaurant that served goat.
What meat did they serve?
Chicken, jerk chicken. But I went for the goat.
It was a pop-up throat goat, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was lovely. And I mean, I loved how they left the meat still on the bone in the curry, so you get the bone in your mouth and just strip all the meat off. It's lovely. Absolutely.
Did they leave the hoof on as well, or the horse?
Hoof, hair, ears, the lot.
Absolutely minging.
No.
Bobby, what's the grossest thing you've ate this week? Because RGT is currently in for the championship belt.
Well, listen, goat's great, bro, especially Dominican goat.
Thank you.
Braised,
how are they any different? What, they wear a rag or?
It's Dominican braised goat. It's just how they make it. You know what I mean? They make it with some tostones and,
What do you think a Dominican? I wanted to say Dominican. What do you think a
Oh, dear, here we go.
Dominican?
It's gone.
For our Dominican listeners?
Yeah. How's it different to a Caribbean goat?
Well, they're also in the Caribbean. So
what's the delineation here? Because these dudes rock up. How am I going to tell a Dominican goat from a? Well,
it's the seasoning and the spices and how they cook them. I'm sure if you go to Jamaica, they have all different types. They probably jerk the goat.
So it's not the goat. It's not the goat's backstory.
No, who cares about the backstory? Talking about, the recipes.
I want to think that this goat was part of some sort of Dominican gang.
Nah, he was slaughtered for our enjoyment.
Jerk it low and slow.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, you go to Jamaican, bro. They have
what
that.
What do you do, RGT? Tell me what you do to that goat again.
You jerk the goat, then it's low and slow.
That's it. Low and slow, baby.
Get it tender, nice and tender.
Somebody tells me your filter doesn't run some of the things you think past your sort of censorship algorithm before they hit your mouth.
They're all cooking terms.
Mm-hmm.
That's only you changing it to anything that isn't cooking. Jerk, it's jerk, the seasoning to make it spicy. And then you got low heat and cook it slow.
You put some bad boy little baby back ribs in the oven, low and slow, for about 6 hours.
Ooh.
Juicy, baby.
Oh, yeah. It's all about the juice.
Mm-hmm. Who wants a dry meal?
Exactly. You want to buy that meat and just have the juice run down.
Get a little napkin under your chin.
Well, for all those who need a reason to stick around, coming up after the news, Bob is going to tell us how to make Dominican goat. And just before Stingray tears down the drive, RGT is going to take a Caribbean goat. He's got dreads or whatever, I don't know, right? And he's going to show us how to extract the very best flavour from everyone's sort of satanic little sheep friend.
Mm-hmm.
Satanic sheep friends.
Yeah, well, they are, aren't they? Like
they really are.
Sheep. Yeah,
they really are.
And anyone who eats them is messing with voodoo, as far as I'm concerned. I tend to stick well away from goat. This is why I wanted to. It's almost like a public service announcement. Took a sip from the devil's cup there, RGT. I'm a little bit concerned about your innocence.
You haven't felt any sort of stabbing pains over your body today, or no?
Is that why you ate the goat? To inflict some sort of voodoo-like wound on me, or?
Wow, I've got a little Georgie doll with a bit of your hair in. I just keep pricking every now and then. You've not got felt a little bit of pain, no? From a little prick?
A little Georgie.
All right, little Georgie, my little soldier.
Yeah,
all right, little Georgie.
Time for a little bit of pain, my little soldier.
That would explain quite a few things, internally and externally, about how I've been feeling over the last 24, 48 hours.
Is that a Yankee jersey?
Yeah. It is a Yankees jersey.
Just done me proud right there. I'm so happy.
Threw it on this morning, a little bit. I treat baseball jerseys like cardigans.
Yeah. I have like 7 jerseys, baseball jerseys.
How do you treat them like a cardigan, or?
I do. But the problem is if I wear them in certain areas, people think I'm an undercover cop.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you like video games, podcasts, and reminiscing? I'm actor, video game writer, and total sweetie pie Connor Savage McCabe, and on each episode of Call Me By Your Game, I sit down with a guest for an intimate look at a special game from their past. Did you and your dad beat Spyro the Dragon over the holidays? Or was Halo 4 the one thing that united your roommates during your senior year of college? Stories like these are what Call Me By Your Game is about. From video game content creator Janet Garcia to Hades voice actor Courtney Vinay's, I interview wonderful comedians and game industry friends about these memories. Check us out wherever you get your podcasts, and maybe someday you'll call me by your game.
So
you could do with hanging your wallet on a chain around your neck just to solidify that look.
Oh yeah, I mean, to forget about it, then I'm restricted to a lot of places, if I do that. But all of my baseball jerseys are Yankee jerseys because I will never wear another team's jersey on my back.
You're not a baseball fan. You're a Yankees fan.
I'm a baseball fan, and I'm a Yankee fan.
How can you be?
And the greatest team of all time is the Yankees. There's no doubt.
Statistically, no one can really argue with you.
Exactly. I think the best Yankees all-star team of all the stars from all generations can beat any random stars who are not Yankees and beat them. Well, that's another episode. We'll talk about that.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is well out of my comfort zone. I've got no idea about baseball.
Let's mix it up. Bobby boy, can you fly, Bobby boy? What have you been playing?
I got the platinum for Spider-Man 2.
I was thinking last week you were me and RGT were a bit confused by that game. And I did see on the Discord you'd mentioned, or maybe it was your Instagram, I can't remember now, that you'd kind of like changed your mind on it. Where have you ended up mentally on Spider-Man 2? Or
I mean, it was good.
Spider-Man Poo.
It was good. I towards the end of the game, you could see the setup for the third game, which I assume is going to happen. You know?
Yeah.
So, that's, I guess, exciting to look forward to. The middle of the game on got much better than the beginning of the game to the middle. But if you think about it, I mean, I guess they achieved what they wanted to achieve, right? They told a story. There was lots of action in it. They try to build some heart and some stuff. I just think Spider-Man is too heartfelt goody-goody. It's kind of a little bit of annoying. His little bad boy turn was, obviously going to happen with the whole symbiote thing. But overall, I thought it was okay. Thought it was good. I don't think it was anywhere near the first one. If you were going to
go full
the first one,
symbiont though, I mean, he went the very clean side of losing himself, didn't he? He got angry a little bit.
It wasn't like I mean, I guess it was enough for him to realize I got to get this off me. Without going, I mean, how many more hours of gameplay were you going to have with him struggling with this thing? Like you only have so many hours in the game.
What did you think about it when, this to me is the most ridiculous part of the game, although bizarrely the funnest part of the gameplay, when you fought Mary Jane?
Strange, because I mean, why? Number one. Number two, you love her. You're talking about, bro. They're gonna know you're Spider-Man. Your neighbors are hearing you. I love you, Mary Jane. You're fighting out of your house. You fought out of your house. And then another thing too, Spider-Man. Both Peter Parker and Miles Morales were struggling fighting these Venoms, right? Or the Hunters, who were supposed to be the most, badass elite group coming in, okay? Then you got Mary Jane Watson, who has no fighting experience, with a little taser.
I think I took more people out as Mary Jane with that taser than I ever did as Spider-Man or Miles.
I mean, I think what Spider-Man should have done was like, hey, give me that taser and let me do that. Because obviously, he's knocking people out with his spider strength with 6 punches. She's taking him out with one little taste.
It's so easy as well.
I don't get it. It was just a weird gameplay type of thing. Like I don't like
It's interesting revisiting reasonably modern games outside of the window of their launch period, because during their launch period, I think any game on any platform is given carte blanche a little bit. And when you're on board that hype train of the game as it's launched through to when you complete it and you're concurrent with other players, it sometimes feels like you're playing a bit of a different game. You've arrived at this, you're working through your backlog, poof, you've arrived at Spider-Man. Let's face it, the hype train has cooled considerably.
I think even if I did play it when it came out, I would have the same exact feeling, because as I was playing it, I was thinking a lot of things I can't say on air. And I was like, wow, we're doing this? Or this is really happening? Or why are we doing this in this part of the story? But I felt it was the length, I think, was perfect for me, because any longer, you would have just drawn this game out way too long.
I was going to say, I thought you were reading one of RGT's Grinder reviews, but transpires it was Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. So I did that. It was like I said, it was okay. I don't think it was anywhere near the first one. I thought it was my least favorite of the 3 Spider-Man games that came out. And then Helldivers 2, nonstop. Got my boy Marlon on there, my stepdad Danny, my brother Scott, the Gaming Graham from Instagram, Discord, King Lizard's on there.
King Lizard, now this is a revelation to me.
Yeah.
King Lizard, long-time supporter of us on Instagram. I thought he was just too cool to ever even approach. And little do I know, you've got a little UCP cluster going on around you, where the King Lizard's he's just sat chilling with you. Like
he was sitting there.
You're a normal person.
We were hanging out.
Look King Lizard in the eye. He's a celebrity.
Yeah, I think we played like 2 hours together the other night with my stepfather.
King Lizard, if you're listening, and if you are, You have supported us a long time, and I'm super grateful. But you, sir, have a perfect home in the Discord with all your friends and your buddies. Bobby, the gaming gram. Listen, I will even digitally lie down spooning next to you and stroke your hair if it makes a difference. Or not, as the case may be. I mean, whatever you need. By close of play. Bobby, you got to intercept this guy.
Yeah, no, I'll got you. I'll ask him.
He's a breakaway tributary when he should be part of the mainstream.
And his game collection is also wild. So,
oh my goodness, King Lizard, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's got everything from everywhere.
He makes RGT look like a pocket collector.
Wow.
Oh, well, I don't know, bro. I mean, I can physically see
I don't know.
this long hallway behind RGT. And I want to sleep in that room.
You never know. This year you might.
Yeah, man.
And you'll have a spooner.
That's right, baby. And that's really all I've been playing. Spider-Man 2, Helldivers 2. I got to pick whatever other backlog game I have. But that's pretty much it, yeah.
No, you've been fiddling around with that Star Wars game, which you need to finish.
Do I?
Wow.
I would have to go all the way back. Yeah, I played 15. I don't know how many hours of it. Then I forgot about it. So if I go back now, I will not know.
You played of that.
I don't know, maybe 15. But I don't know. I can't jump back in. I have to start. I have to delete this and go back to the beginning because I would have forgot about all the controls and the jumping. I would even forgot where I was. So I'd have to start over.
I forgot where I was when I was playing it.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel like, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I want to be a little bit selfish if I may. I want to save the rest of your Helldivers chat for a little bit later on in what you've been playing. Don't want to get controversial. Is there anything else that you've been sniffing around at?
No, that's it.
Okay. Well, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
Where's that other guy? There he is. He's made his way back in the room. Oh, wow. RGT.
Yes.
He's like the Lone Ranger.
Not this week.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how many times I have to repeat this, but yeah, not this week.
I like that segment a lot. And since you introduced it, you got me hooked and then you took it away. So every week I'm like...
No, I haven't taken it away. I haven't taken it away. It's once a month.
It was every week.
That was every week, yeah. But I would run out of games very quick.
Told you his shed wasn't as big as King Lizard's, didn't I?
Well, I mean, how many hidden gems can there possibly be?
Thank you, Bobby.
It would be hidden if it was.
Well, ask Metal Jesus Rocks, because I'm sure he does a hidden gems video every week. So
are they really hidden, though?
No, he doesn't. But
he does.
Some of his hidden gems are just a common game.
Video.
You know, it's a common game.
Where do you think he get his lists from? Just saying.
Copyright infringement there.
Thing with copyright infringement RGT is it works both ways. And selling yourself off at OLL, which is one of the reasons why it got cancelled, because Trading Standards wanted to speak with Retro Jesus Rocks. You were there in a long wig, signing off copies of, yeah, that's it, doing the
RGT militia.
What's that sign you just did? Two in the pink, one on the one in the ice cream.
No.
One and one. What's
fingers.
the thumb for? Where's that going?
Keep the thumb out. Put the two fingers up. Keep the thumb out.
Yeah, basically.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Wish I'd never asked, if I'm honest with you.
I wish I'd never answered, if I'm honest with you.
This is the sort of stuff that I have people cut out normally. Phil, the producer, would cut this out to save you, but I'm thinking to myself, all this needs to stay in, so people need to know
You just want to destroy
what's
me,
happening
basically.
exactly. Yeah.
The real you.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
lauded up as such a nice guy, such a hero. You know,
I'm not even here. This is AI. I was sacked weeks ago.
your wife will be safe with him for 30 seconds.
Wow. You could ask me what I've been playing just to try and save a little bit of grace here, or
No, why don't you ask me what I've been playing?
I don't want to.
What have you been playing? Come on, don't be a baby about it. Are you still seething because
You've just asked me a
everybody's been
question.
calling-
Can I answer it? Or
No.
oh, okay.
I want to know, and the fans do as well, if you're still seething from you now being known in the gaming community, one which you'd crafted quite the persona, you know, retro gamer magazine contributor, all that sort of stuff, that you're, even in your local hometown now, you're known as Rimguard Thomas.
Yes. Yes, I am. Yeah. Yeah. So whatever tiny little bit of legacy I had has now been absolutely destroyed, and I'll always now be remembered as a ring guard.
Yeah, well, I heard a disturbing story in the Leiston Falcon, the local newspaper for your area. And it was mentioned that you were trying to court one of the ladies of the village, and someone who was just trying to sort of open the eyes of your next victim drove by, wound the window down, and shouted out Rimguard Thomas, and kind of stopped any interaction right there. Speedy Wheels, if you're listening, thank you for keeping him on the straight and narrow.
Yeah. It was some sort of story like that. I wouldn't quite put it as the way you've put it, but yeah, I have been called Rimguard Thomas. Yes. So not proud of that.
Yeah, I feel like this show really has reached its peak when you are getting verbally abused in the town that you grew up in.
Yeah, I think the show's reached its peak and I've hit rock bottom. So
Perfect.
Well,
win-win.
in New York,
Things
it's a little
are
bit
kind of-
different because his lore in New York City is a little bit more strange than that.
Oh no.
Why? What have you been doing?
Well, I've been hearing some stuff around here
Oh god.
about RGT.
Oh.
It's got nothing to do with the Rim Guard.
Oh,
You know, he's just
What's he
become kind of like a legend. That is not a believable person because no one has a gaming shed, but it's true. So he's going down like as a mysterious fake persona of that he's not a real person.
what more about
that-
the conspiracy?
We're
You
just
said he was
AIing him
AI.
in. but we're not.
I think he gets edited in after by the CIA.
I mean, yeah. Well, some guys have a house, you know, and some guys have a gaming room. Some guys don't have a gaming room at all. Never heard of a gaming shed.
Mm.
Some guys just sit on the edge of their sofas watching their wife watch some sort of Celebrity Love Island program while playing.
Something on the go.
Something on their phone.
Yeah. Which is not RGT's case at all.
No,
Mm.
look at him.
Mysterious.
It's a little bit different, yeah. They don't think he's a real person.
No. No one ever sees the outside.
Now, I've showed
Don't know
my
where
some
I am.
friends the magazine he was in that I have in my drawer.
Right.
And they're like, well, you know, it's an article, you know. Is it a puff piece? No, it's real. It's an
I think anything
established
involving RGT is a pull.
gaming magazine, you know. But whatever. Proof is right there. He's also in the photo, you know.
He
Photoshop.
is.
Photoshop.
So it's a little different from New York over there than you know, your neck of the woods.
Do you want to find out what he's been playing?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Because he
Right.
decrees it, we shall know. In fact, let's just hang on. We talk about puff pieces. Get me a straw. Right. RGT working behind the scenes like an absolute hero. Producing your early adopter boxes. RGT update for the listeners. How's it going?
Yeah, very well. They're all packed up, waiting for 2 more bits to come. One of the companies has had a bit of an issue, so we're a bit late sending out, but we're very nearly there. So boxes are packed. Just like I
Have
say,
we
other than a
announced on air
couple
that
of-
we switched out the lanyards for something better?
No, we haven't. We've put a surprise in instead of lanyards because once we had a chat, we thought, well, everyone has lanyards, gaming lanyards. Let's do something a bit different, a bit more individual, a bit more bespoke. So that's what we've done. So you'll have I'd say an extra little treat in there as well. So hopefully you'll all enjoy that. Yeah. We decided to
I think it's
swap them
quite an upgrade
lanyards.
from a lanyard, if I'm honest.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Although,
So,
can you wear it around your neck?
probably not? No.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
So, what you been playing? Good, sir?
Expeditions. I won't go on too much longer about that because everyone knows I'm still playing Expeditions. I haven't played as much as I'd like on anything this week, so I've had a bit of a mental week at work. But yeah, Expeditions. And I mean, I've done one mission yesterday, and that took me 2 hours plus. So they're tough. They're tough now, but still really enjoying that. A little bit more BioShock, but I have just purchased, because you all know I'm a bit of a fan of strategy guides, and I got a deal on eBay, so I've managed to get BioShock 2, and BioShock Infinite strategy guides. So I'm quite looking forward to going through with those. I love strategy guides. I love playing games with strategy guides. You know, I've got loads of strategy guides. I've got a bookshelf full of them.
You know what I love? I love the art of books. I like those a lot.
They're cool because they expand on the universe, don't they? I mean, back in the day, you used to get art of and guides all in one.
Yeah.
They were huge back in the day. I haven't seen a gaming guide magazine in years, bro.
Yeah,
I think some of my Final Fantasy ones are art and gaming guide.
Yeah,
imagine some kid right now for the first time putting in Legend of Zelda on the Nintendo. Explain to me how you're going to figure out how to push that bush.
Yeah, it was a lot of the hours from them games was literally just trial and error, repeat until you just happened to find it through luck, wasn't it? So you get speedrunners now play the game and do it in minutes, don't they? Because it's just literally just a simple route to it, but the time was taken up by figuring out.
We look at some 16-bit games now and we find them incredibly challenging, but you only need to go to the Bad Influence reviews where they had youngsters of the time. Sonic 2, yeah, great, too easy, finished it in a day. Like, whoa. First time ever seeing it, you blitzed it in a day. Well done, hero.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do Sonic 2 in a day.
Well, I could be Contra in 15 minutes.
Really?
You were the sort of weird nerd. In fact, RGT is one for you. You need to get one of the kid reviewers off Bad Influence on, and Violet Berlin.
Oh yeah, Violet Berlin would be awesome to have on. Should be brilliant to have on. Oh, who was the American guy? Z, wasn't it? Was it Z?
Right, yeah.
Z, right. That's who we need on.
I reckon it's going to transpire he's Seb's dad. Got the same energy.
Yeah, definitely.
So Expeditions done.
Yes. Like I say, a bit of BioShock. I've said this ages ago. I remember I played the demo. I actually looked this up. I think I played the demo in 2022. That's how long ago this was. But Valkyrie Elysium, I purchased it about 6 months ago, and I thought I'm going to pop that in and have a play of that. Really enjoying that. The combat in that is good. Yeah, really enjoying that. That's it's very basic story. It's another one of them Square Enix sort of budget title ones they knocked out for a while there. But it's a lot of people were
what part of that Harvestella gig?
Yeah, they done loads. They done like Octopath Traveler, didn't they? They done that Dire Field game. I think they done. It was loads.
Dire Field Chronicles.
I think last year they put out about 35 games last year. Something stupid. But anyway, graphics quite nice, almost sort of cell shaded sort of anime, but they also got like the black outlines to them, which I quite like. But very very basic story. One of the sort of the good gods is being taken over by the undead, so you have to go through the world to just kill the undead. Basically, it's got that Devil May Cry sort of Darksiders hack and slash sort of combat to it, which is really good fun. Very similar to a Devil May Cry combat, but very tight combat, very good. Really enjoying that.
So it's real time.
Yeah, and you just upgrade as you go along. At the moment, I'm chapter 2. I'm about 4 hours in. I can see where people would get find it a bit repetitive. You're just breaking crates, you're collecting gems to then get to a save marker, which then you can upgrade your weapon, you can upgrade your character with the gems that you get. So it's quite a basic RPG, but good fun, well done. Not a lot of acting in, but what is in there is done well. But yeah, just for what you can pick this game up. It's really cheap at the moment. So for what you pick, I think you can pick it up for under $15, about $12-15, something like that, for the PS5. So it's well worth a play. So yeah, been enjoying that. And also this week, because I'm going on holiday next month, I thought I'm going to pick up some more games from my Switch. Which
Hello.
And one of them
Switch.
Yeah, and one of them I picked up was EAFC 24 for the Switch. Now, you all know I play EAFC a lot on the PS5, and I'd heard mixed things about the Switch port, because we all know from when it used to be FIFA, they used to just release this rubbish Legacy Edition on the Switch, which was the same game every year, just with a different roster. Bare bones, awful game, absolutely awful football game. But to me, I think that was done on purpose. They knew this deal was running out with FIFA, so they've put all their efforts into the AFC port on Switch. And I tell you what, now I can't speak for the online modes. I don't play Ultimate Team. I don't play any of the online stuff, but I play career mode. Now, the career mode on the Switch, for content, the actual content of the game is identical to the PS5. You have everything in there. You have your ground upgrades. You have the same transfers. You have the same everything. The game screen is the same. Where the only difference I can see on the non-plan side is when you do transfers, rather than animation, it's freezed pictures. Still the same graphics, but freeze pictures. That's the only difference I can find. Now, in gameplay-wise, obviously there's a downgrade in graphics, but still very good for the Switch. Yes, your frame rate is lower. You won't be able to run a lot of PS5, obviously. But if you only had a Switch and you want a football game, you are not missing out with EAFC. Now, I paid $20 for this, and it is a big game for the Switch for $20. And if you're playing you've now got EAFC, as George would say, on the go. They've done a good. We don't praise EA very often because we all know what EA are like, but they've done a good job of this port. Like I say, I haven't played online. I only played the career modes. I don't know what I think the Ultimate Team.
Where did you buy it from?
I just bought it online.
Oh.
I got a deal for 3 games for $60. So
what were the other two?
Double Dragon Gaiden and Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah, Shredder's Revenge was great, and the other one's on my list.
Yeah, I only had
Shredder's
Revenge on digital, so I wanted a physical copy. So that'd be good for holidays. We can play, 2-3 players sort of thing. But I wanted to take a football game, and you don't want to take your PS5 and release. So I want to take the Switch. So I thought I'd give EAFC 24 a go. And like I say, it is content-wise identical to the PS5. I don't know how they've done it. I don't know how they've put that on a Switch. I've been going between the two and trying to find what is missing from career mode, and there isn't anything missing. You could do the full grain modifications, change the colour of your nets. You can do it. It's all on there. Like I say, the only difference is you're running at a lower frame rate and your graphics are slightly degraded, which George will probably get this next one. There was a bit where the crowd hadn't quite rendered in, so they looked like the guys off the Money for Nothing video. So,
Wow.
So I thought, yeah, they were identical to them. And I sort of looked around and thought, oh, hold on, with the camera. And then they popped in as rendered characters. So that was quite funny. But you wouldn't notice that when you're playing at all, because obviously you're playing a football match. I was only on a replay, I noticed that. But yeah, for the money, and you want to have a football game on your Switch, it's all there. So I was very impressed with that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing this week. So I think it's over to our sexy host to see what he's been playing.
Well, Bobby's
Oh,
told.
no. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's you this week, isn't it, George? Yeah, so what have you been playing, mate?
Come join democracy. Join me today as we hell dive.
Oh, have you been online, George? Is that
Democracy.
it's a whole new world to you?
I have. I've bought it out of curiosity. I went and got a physical copy because it was the most affordable way of getting it. It's cheaper than online, believe it or not.
Have you played with OG Tom?
Who's that? No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
I knew he'd been pestering you to pick this up.
I wanted, first of all, to have some time on my own to work out what the hell's going on with this game. I admit it's got its hooks into me. It's interesting. Me and Bobby were talking off air, and he says I need to try the harder difficulties. But initially, my first instincts when I was scanning through the different planets, I was thinking a lot of these missions, they're exactly the same. And I kind of got a little bit, and I was just sort of floating around. I'd fly somewhere, drop down on a planet, hell dive, down onto a planet, and then just join random people's games. And it was quite nice. There was no mic. There was none of that. But we all kind of... And I love how... I don't know whether this is real life or video games, but I dive down onto a planet. I'm relatively virginal in this game. Someone who's level 5, to me, they look like proper bigger boy. I'm still in my short trousers. And I don't even do anything. I don't gesture to anybody. I just follow this guy everywhere. As if he's like the leader.
How about back him up? That's all you got to do.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he wants me to do. And I tell you what, in the early days as well, when I was trying to work out what to do with the game, I was proper doing busy work. Like, he was on the computer, so I got down in crouch and scanned my green laser around, make it look like, don't worry, bro, I got you.
But you know what? That's all you could expect, because even if I play by myself and I jump with somebody that randomly, I try to protect the main guy best I can.
Yeah. Now, I didn't know that there weren't bad guys coming at this moment, but there I am, down on my knees, trying to look as soldiery as possible for this guy. Like, don't kick me out. I'm the real deal.
That's great, man. That's hilarious.
Oh, bless
And he's
you.
probably a 30-year-old kid from Wisconsin, and I'm like treating him as if he's like the major general of the full UK Armed Force.
So you're not on voice chat or anything.
The Royal Marines, baby. Get that in there, baby.
And I'm throwing myself down pro, like, yeah, I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
I tell you what, I think my stepdad used his real life USMC training, because my man, I died. I died stupidly, wasn't paying attention. We had no more guys left. And he was also new to the game. And he must have dove or dived about, 9 times in a row, avoiding grenades, all types of artillery, and made it into the dropship. And I thought it was one of the greatest moments in video game history. It was just absolutely amazing.
It does feel good diving backwards while you're trying to do a reload, popping rounds into these things. Though you feel like, yeah, come get some. I don't know how many times "come get some" has been said by people playing Helldivers, but I'm sure it's probably more than it needs to be.
Cup of
liberty and democracy. My ship is called the, I don't know, like the mother of democracy or something.
That's funny.
Oh, I've laughed. I'm laughing now, telling these tales of,
Listen, now that you're on it and I'm on it, it has to happen. We gotta get it in.
Get it in, get it on.
Yeah. Okay. Get it in, get it out, get it in, get it out.
We're done.
It's going down.
After that, there's only one place you can go, and that's down.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I have downloaded the Land Rover pack for SnowRunner. It was a Jeep and Land Rover dual pack, which annoyingly didn't download the Jeeps in the game and says I still need to go buy them. So I need to investigate what's going on with that drivel.
I think it's just just skins for them.
Probably.
I think it's maybe just skins or...
Well, I got a couple of Land Rovers Defenders out of it as well, the old school one and the new one.
Yeah.
And considering the amount of time me and you have spent burying a Chevy past its bonnet in mud... We might as well have called ourselves the Undertakers for the amount of vehicles we buried in SnowRunner. It's ridiculous. Yeah. The Land Rover feels like a hover car, just flies everywhere.
Wow.
Game changing.
So is this still on Switch or are you on PS5 for this?
PS5.
PS5, okay.
And it's almost like, oh yeah, we'll put you in the game, no problems. I looked at the stats. the special Land Rover tyres. And now this is the trick. In snow running, you don't really get access to a lot of tyres. You're mainly doing mud driving in road tyres, and that's what makes it difficult. The Land Rover, straight out the gates, has got tyres that are good in mud, excellent. And I've never seen the word excellent in a tyre description before. Excellent off-road, excellent on-road, good in mud. And the difference that this vehicle makes, that these slight things make to your ability to traverse. You know, when you turn right out the garage, and me and you used to go to Swampsville and basically just spray mud at each other for 2 hours and get Mardy and turn the game off?
Well, you did, yeah, but carry on.
Drove straight up there like I was just driving up 70 miles an hour up the M25. Straight up.
No way. So this is obviously your scout vehicle now, is it? Rather than the...
Oh, God, yeah.
So I used to have the Cairn, didn't I? I used to drive that Cairn, which was an absolute wild child thing, that was.
Oh, I think this is as good as the Cairn, but it ain't got those balloon tyres on. What effect they would have, I don't know.
Yeah, well, the Cairn was bad on road. It was not good on road. Used to be like driving in an ice rink with that if you give it a bit of throttle.
Every vehicle in SnowRunner is like driving on ice on the road, though.
Yeah, but this used to...
I tore off in a Land Rover Mark 1 Defender and had the most massive tank slapper getting out the car park. Seriously. The most dangerous place for damage in SnowRunner is the well-tarmacked head office of your trucking operation. The amount of times I've floored it out of there.
You know why, though, don't you?
Smashed off one of those motorway bollards that they have near the... Who, I would want to know, if that's my haulage yard, I am sacking whoever put those bollards there.
Yeah.
Bloody idiots. Cost me millions.
I think it's because it's obviously a simulator, so try and be realistic, but also when you're in mud, you overcompensate your steering all the time. So then when you get on the road, rather than small adjustments, you're still giving it full lock, and you just end up in tank slappers, because I do that all the time on that. But get on expeditions, because you ain't got any tarmacs, you'll be fine.
Can't play that till I finish this.
Get on the bigger boys game. Until you finish SnowRun, you've got 11 seasons to get through. Good luck, pal.
I was looking at downloading some of those. Uncharted 3 finished, Uncharted 4 begun. Uncharted 3 finish. I'll never quite get over the ending of that game. It's a bit weird, isn't it? To be honest with you. But I enjoyed it for what it is. I think I said last week that it's the one I've played the least, so it's the one that I probably get the most enjoyment out of. I've torn straight into 4, night and day. Night and day. I can't work out whether he's aged good or bad, depending on how he looks in his PS3 games versus how he looks.
I think he's aged well because the amount of stuff he's been through.
Yeah. Although I don't think his mum would recognise him if he rocked up after being away since Uncharted 1. I know he's an awful.
Oh, definitely not. No, definitely not.
Who are you? Especially when you see him as a kid. What the hell's this googly-eyed dude doing? Like, what are your brother left you?
Wow. Straight to the bone.
It's true. It's true. Accept it. A bit more Yakuza. Hey, I tell you what, young Nate Drake is no Game Boy Matty.
No, oh God, no.
No.
Game Boy Matty is, well, he's, 45 now?
46, I believe.
Handsome dude. He's got a little bit of that sort of badger thing going on. It's a bit of a grey fox coming in on his beard.
Yeah.
I think he gets married next week. I don't know, but
I believe so. Yeah, so I've heard. Yeah.
Lucky lady.
Bless him. Yeah.
Lingerie model from Paris, apparently.
Wow. That was always on the cards.
It was going to be, wasn't it? Let's face it.
You could play Mario games when you're 3 years old.
Well, we've been his whole life. We've gone through primary school. We're on the car journey for secondary school. Got him through his GCSEs, revising time. Was with him through uni, job, car, first marriage failing, obviously. Playing it big. Landed it big on the stock exchange. Moving to Monaco. Dating a Parisian lingerie model. We're up to speed.
Time goes so fast.
You know, I think he would be the first to admit that High School Romance was never going to go the full distance. But, fair play to him for trying. He didn't turn his back on it, did he?
No, exactly. Gave it a go.
Yeah. Apparently, he's bought a flat for his parents in Monaco as well. Very generous of him.
Oh, bless him.
Moving
He's a good lad.
Benefits.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, good lad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bizarrely, I think. Oh, of course, no MLB. I've been playing the wheels off MLB as usual. I think your EAFC comments rang in my mind because I haven't got the new one on Switch because apparently it's completely broken, and I'm wondering now if I need to because of the portal. Yeah, MLB 23 versus PS5 versus Switch, all the same walkbacks that you talk of. None of the transitions in the menus. A big downgrade, looks like a PS3 game. But every single thing in there that you would want to play. That was one question I had for you. EAFC, is it cross-play save or you just got different saves in different places?
It's not cross-play save. So
that's where MLB gazumpts you.
Yeah, that hasn't got cross-play save. But as far as PS3 graphics, it doesn't look PS3. It's I don't know whether it's because the PS5 version graphics are okay, so it's easier to replicate them, but it's better than PS3 genre graphics.
Why don't Nintendo just drop another Donkey Kong? Why don't they just render in the graphics of the PS5 and get them running like they did Donkey Kong on the SNES?
It'd probably melt it.
I know that's not possible, but
no, they've done it. It looks good. Obviously, it's not as good as PS5, but it's not far off. It just looks like a bit of a resolution issue, really. I've tried it in handheld as well, and yeah, good. Yeah, enjoying it.
Bobby, based on this glowing review, are you going to get EAFC on the Switch? Maybe take it to you for some toilet time?
Absolutely not.
Not long enough or too long?
No, it's just I'm not going to buy anything for the Switch. That's not a Mario or Nintendo game.
Okay. Well, that's that. What about Mortal Shell on the Switch?
Nope.
Have you played Mortal Shell?
I have it downloaded. I played a demo.
Was it any good?
So it's very Lords of the Fallen, but the first game has that very slow combat type feel.
It looks quite cool.
No, I definitely enjoy it. I got the demo, and I bought the game, so I have it. It's another one on the list.
Crikey, that list would be enough to bring grown man to tears, and you're just
it's a lot of games, bro.
Rolling around in it. I love it.
I got a few done already, so I mean, I'm on fire. I'm on fire, baby.
You're a platinum animal, is all I'll say. Democracy. It's the news. We've scoured the very darkest regions of this space to bring you the latest democracy stories. First up.
No, there is another.
Ubisoft has confirmed it'll be dropping a Star Wars Outlaws story trailer next week on Tuesday, 9th of April 2024, debuting at 5 p.m. British Summer Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time, and 12 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're outside of those places that listen, and we must say thank you to everyone that's listening in Nigeria.
First of all, do you have British Winter Time?
GMT we have. BST and GMT.
That's amazing. I never heard of British Summertime. That just sounds amazing.
Yeah, I can't remember what Tom tried to pass that off as at one time, but there's an episode where he decided that BST stood for something completely different because he didn't actually know what it stood for. Anyway, back to Star Wars Outlaws. Set between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, a new key art featuring new characters has also been placed online today, which is available to view in a tweet on their profile. Star Wars Outlaws is still slated to launch for PS5 this year, and it's possible a release date could be announced within the trailer. If not, a new Ubisoft Forward is scheduled for June, where it's surely to feature heavily. Is Star Wars Outlaws one of your most anticipated 2024 titles? Let us know in the Discord, boys. I am due to lack of any other Star Wars activity going on, and me being a little bit of a rabid 5-year-old in terms of Star Wars, this got me giddy. It felt like it was years away, and now it feels like it's round the corner. Bobby, you're struggling to finish that last Star Wars game you had because of lack of really caring. Do you think Star Wars Outlaws, with its pistol-based gameplay and maybe Assassin's Creed Far Cry roots, could tempt you back into a galaxy far, far away? Or would you rather it was kept far, far away like that bathwater that RGT sealed up a couple of years ago?
And sold for $20 on a pint. I
$20 for a pint?
Yeah. Bathwater exclusive.
That's cheaper than his gamer juice that he buys in London.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for this because
Good.
I like the style of it. I think I'm just over the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah, it's been a little bit milk.
After the 8th movie, I didn't even watch the 9th movie. Didn't even care about it. And that ruined
I think
it for
you
me.
actually protected your own innocence by doing that.
It's just they destroyed it.
Watching that 9th movie for me was like watching my childhood self get wheeled in front of me and then tortured.
Do you know when I lost it? And this is a little bit of spoiler territory, but if you haven't seen it by now, it's too bad. Or just fast forward 25 seconds. And okay, here we go. When Princess Leia exploded out of the ship, they could have let her drift away. That's it.
They should have.
But you know what they did? They brought it back in. For what?
Do you know the best bit about that? Is
What?
She didn't pull herself to the ship. What you're seeing in that clip is her pulling the ship to her.
Yeah, well, either way, what was the point of it?
Showcase you how powerful she is with the Force. How
I would have let her
strong
go.
she is.
Let her drift out. Also, she probably would have. What do you call it? No. You explode in space, right?
Implode.
Implode. Yep.
I don't think you do in space.
I think you explode in space and you implode in the ocean.
Oh, is it? No.
I don't know. I just thought I was watching a movie, and then when Luke Skywalker is facing the entire army, I was like, "Oh, here we go, baby!" I was waiting for this action scene, and then he just you know what? I left the movie theater and I got my money back.
Wow.
And I don't want to watch anything Star Wars ever again.
Okay, well, I won't waste my time asking you, RGT, if you're interested in Outlaws. I was, but I'm not now. I want to be
I do
liked
want
by the bigger
Outlaws,
boys.
though. I do want Outlaws.
I want to be liked by my level 6 teacher in Helldivers.
The only thing I'd say, the only thing that worries me, and I think it's probably on everyone's mind, is Ubisoft. Might be harsh, but don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't
the
want like a
newest IP.
reskin Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I
That's
want
what this
something
is.
that's probably
or like just use the Watch Dogs engines or something and put a few stormtroopers in it or something. I'm not sure. We'll see how it reviews. You are right. Star Wars is a bit overkill at the moment with all the. I mean, you go on the Switch and you get all the old games literally dumped on there with nothing done to them, as me and George have found out. There's a lot of games about it. It'd have to be, and especially after the last Star Wars one, I weren't too keen on. It will have to be a decent game for me to pick up. So I will wait for reviews and see what it's doing first, I think.
Okay, yeah, I don't even like Star Wars. I don't even know why I put it in the news. What's this next bit? Give me a bigger boys movie franchise joke here. Come on.
The name's Bond. Sarah Bond.
Oh.
Microsoft has reportedly established a new team dedicated to the future-proofing and preserving the Xbox library. In a new exclusive from Windows Central's Jez Corden, it is revealed how the recently appointed Xbox president Sarah Bond sent out emails to employees about Microsoft setting up this new specialist team, which will build on the company's strong history of delivering backwards compatibility. We have formed a new team dedicated to this game preservation, important to all of us at Xbox and the industry itself. We are building on our strong history of delivering backwards compatibility to our players, and we remain committed to bringing forward the amazing library of Xbox games for future generations of players to enjoy. According to the same story, Microsoft may have more to share publicly about this year's Xbox Showcase, which is expected to take place on June 9th, 2024. In a new rumour yesterday, it was suggested Xbox could also be gearing up for an announcement on its back catalogue of games following the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Interesting.
Does that mean I might get Blinks too?
You never know, you might. But I mean, it's obviously with this, is this going to mean that there's going to be more games that we can play originally, or is it going to be more games that are on their retro game, or not retro, but their older titles on the?
I don't know. I don't really
or?
see anyone putting effort in at the minute to being disc compatible, especially what with them announcing their all digital Series S. I think what this will be is,
I mean,
they've had some success.
There's not that many though, disc wise, is there? You can on the Series X, is it quite more limited? There was more on the Xbox One, weren't there? Didn't the library?
I think
decreased a bit. So I know there's a few games I've wanted to play on when I had to look out on the list and thought, oh, it's not on there. I can't play it on there.
Yeah, some surprising omissions on the list, but I just wonder if this helps to build a more sort of curated retro section on Games Pass.
Yeah, that would be good.
I was looking at the PlayStation store for the online, whatever they call it, Sony Pass or whatever it is. And what is that called? PlayStation Premium.
Essentials.
That's it.
There's Essentials Premium and Extra, and whatever.
Premium and Extra, whatever it is. And some of the love that as an example, Resistance Retribution has got on the PSP, far more than it deserves, if I'm honest with you. And then with it getting that, is it infected mode as well that they're pushing as well in the next update? That game probably should have been lost to time. The fact that it's been sort of given a bit of a shakedown and given the love that it's been given so people can actually play outside of the PSP, I think is great. If Xbox are doing the same and they're bolstering this up and they've seen... Thing is, everyone talks... Correct me if I'm wrong. Everyone talks about playing retro games. Everyone talks about collecting retro games. Come at me in the comments if you want. Join the Discord for this sole purpose. But, and I'll parenthesize this by saying, I love a retro game. But when I sit down on an evening, it's very rare that I'm troubling my collection.
Yeah.
So all this talk on social media about backwards compatibility and all this sort of stuff, is it even relevant, really?
Yeah, if you look at, I think we've spoke about this on numerous occasions. I think if you look back a few years ago, there was figures done and very few people use backwards compatibility.
It's a nice thing to have in your arsenal of, going down the shop and you meet the guy, he's completely agnostic. He's like, what console do you want to buy? And this person says, oh, I don't know. They're in the local Currys, God forbid. They've gone there. I don't know why they've gone there to buy a game. It's the sort of thing Mumsy would do. She rocks up, she says, little Timmy wants a video game. Oh, backwards compatibility. Can it do this? Can that do that? It's all a list of features, isn't it? It's like when you buy a new car. Oh, what boot space has it got in litres? Oh, well, this one's 0.5 bigger, so it's a better car. I don't know. I don't know about that. So, yeah, maybe there's that. Maybe there's the general whole preservation thing. Bobby, you dabble with emulation and original systems. Is this something that piques your interest on the edge of gaming? What do you think about this whole sort of preservation and emulation thing?
Well, I think preservation is important, definitely, because you don't want to lose games over time. And if you do happen to lose games, you can emulate it. So at least you have the experience to play it. But I'm not going to go right now on Saturday night and be like, oh, let's go play something from PlayStation. To me, that's over. Like, I probably will never go back and play Resident Evil 2 on PS2, on PS1 ever again. I moved on from it. Every now and then I might play like an arcade game emulator, but it's rare because I have everything new to play that I haven't experienced for the first time yet.
And I think also if you think of Xbox, you think of the Xbox, the original, there was so many exclusives on that console that have never seen the light of day again. So it'd be good to preserve a lot of those because, I've built a massive library of original Xbox games just from exclusives. And there's a lot of good games on there which were never
same on the 360.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
There's some absolute those first two consoles really doubled down on the exclusives.
Oh yeah.
I think definitely. You need it. You need the library there, or else what is the point? Like if you're not if you lose a license or something, the game gets taken down or whatever reason, if you can keep the games in the library and everyone can play them, that's great. I'm all about everyone getting the games that they can get, but if you can't, you got to emulate it. There's just no other option. If there's no, it is what it is. So if you want to play old games, that's great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have thousands of games. It doesn't matter. I'm happy I have them because, they're mine. But am I really going to go back to them? Probably not. But the fact that I have them is good. And if you want to experience it for the first time, you can. Like if you never played this game, let me go back and play it. It's there for you to play. So I think it's great.
I think it's good that they're taking a responsible position on it. But sometimes Definitely. I don't know whether it's just news or who knows. Who knows what's going on there? It is a good thing. I just don't know as it's something that they should be wasting too much time on, I think is what I'm trying to say. I think that it's a good tree to be seen to be barking up, but in terms of turning your business around, it is absolutely the wrong tree.
And it probably takes, there's a lot of man hours and staff going into doing that. Which is probably at the moment is not really what they should be concentrating on.
As outsiders, we think it's probably as simple as loading it in Unity and just clicking a few boxes and it's going to run no questions asked on your Xbox. That's not the case at all, is it? Let's face facts.
No.
There's hours lost making sure Blinks' head doesn't disappear on level 5. I mean, you're literally playtesting these things all over again.
Well, you don't look like the characters from the Money for Nothing video.
I mean... At this point, I feel like that should be a skin that you buy. Who's next in the news wagon?
No, you can't have an Evercade. We have Evercade at home. Retro emulation on smartphone has been long exclusive to Android devices due to Apple's somewhat stricter policies related to what apps can and can't be distributed to its App Store. However, that's about to change, as Apple has just announced that retro emulators will be permitted on iPhone, although such apps must comply with all applicable laws. So don't accept any emulators to come with preloaded games. God forbid. The move appears to be intended to counter the fact that iPhone users in the European Union can now use third-party app stores on their devices thanks to recent legal ruling. Apple, it seems, wants to give customers a chance to sample a wider range of apps on the official App Store and therefore avoid the issue of them looking elsewhere. We should note that Apple's rule change isn't just permitted to Europe, though it's a global deal. It remains to be seen which emulators will make leap over to iPhone. We'd imagine any developer who already has successful emulator on Android will port them over to Apple's phone. Previously, iPhone users who wish to emulate retro games on their devices would need to jailbreak them, a process which Apple takes a dim view of.
Now, I'm an Apple user, and probably about 10 years ago, I used to look at Android users and be a little bit jealous. They'll play Mario 64 on their phone with on-screen controls. Now I've had a little bit of time to coalesce on it. I don't want that. I know people out there probably do, and the European Union's doing everything it can to really screw up the American tech companies by forcing them to take a USB-C and all this other drivel, dragging them through the courts, a process which probably they hope generates them some revenue. But it's a bit low-hanging fruit. And I'll be honest with you, what's this actually going to achieve? What this is going to achieve is my iPhone getting a bloody virus.
Yeah, that's what you got the Switch for.
That's what we've got the Switch for.
Or
That's
the
why you
Steam
can get a
Deck.
Vita or a PSP cheap,
Or a Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance, or if
Or anything
you wanna
else to get your hands on. Sega Game Gear.
Okay, yeah. Or God forbid, if you want to emulate, you buy an Android phone. It's not that difficult. What do you make of all this? RGT, you're our resident legal expert. What do you make of all this European Union legal rulings recently, especially in the tech sphere? The USB-C, the challenging Apple's domination of its own app store, the whole Fortnite debacle, them getting involved in the Activision Blizzard buyout. Where's your sort of professional legal standing on all this?
For me, I mean, I find emulation, emulation is a minefield. We all know that. Now, it always seems to be, especially with the phones, there always seems to be more of an issue with phones at the moment. Because, I mean, you think of all these Android handhelds you can get from China on Temu and all these other sites, which they're absolutely loaded. Do these companies ever see legal problems or anything with them? No, they don't. Do you know what I mean? So it's really weird. It seems to be, I mean, if I was going to go to the trouble of emulating games on my phone, would I? No. I'll just buy a handheld, or, I mean, like you say, a Switch, or, you know, and especially.
I think in this particular case, if I may interrupt, I feel sorry for Apple's took quite a lot of time to make sure their system is secure and locked down. And that means not having third-party apps that allow you to sideload basically pirated software off the internet.
Yeah.
That could be riddled with anything.
Yeah. And I suppose you have to do that on an emulation device specifically designed for gaming. You haven't got to worry about that. On a phone, obviously you have. You've got your details, you've got your whole life.
Have you been in files on... Like the way
sometimes they ask you, we need to have your whole photo library, your whole text library, your address book, and everything else. Why you need all that to play a game? No thanks. I just rather not emulate on my phone.
Yeah, I'm always a bit dubious about what you let onto your phone.
Phone games, some Candy Crush, maybe some farming games. That's about it. Maybe an old school Nokia bowling game where you flick the little thing around.
I want to hear someone come back in the Discord and say they're hyped up. They can finally play, God knows, Cuba on their iPhone. If there's not a version already on there, I mean, what the hell? I don't know. I thought it was interesting that, that they're being forced to change their stance, but what makes them any different from anybody else now?
Yeah, I think, phone screens are very good. They're very clear. They're high res. They look very good. They are, phone screens are brilliant for gaming. But the problem with phones trying to do so much now, you do have your life on your phone. So it's a bit catch-22. So I can understand the security that goes with, all the in-depth stuff of trying to play a game on your phone. But by the time these companies have actually, gone to all this millions of expense to make sure your phones are secure to play these games on, is it not just easier to play them on something else? Do you know what I mean? I know it's an extra thing you've got to carry around.
And I'll tell you one thing I hate: on-screen controls.
They take almost a good part of the game away with your thumbs.
All the screen real estate is lost. You're absolutely right.
Plus, number two, if you buy like one of those, backbones, what are they? Best part of $100 for your phone. You can buy something like one of those, what are they called? The really good handheld emulators. Start with A. I can't remember the name of them now. But anyway, they're always going to no.
What happened to that?
From the TikTok shops and everything they show them. Yeah, I remember. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, they're always reviewed really well.
Yeah.
What are they called? I think their new one's the RG30 or something like that. They're brilliant screens. They're currently the newest one is playing PS2, seamlessly. It's playing Dreamcast. All these games on there, you can store thousands on there, and you can pick them up for about $60. So why buy a backbone? Why buy a backbone for your phone?
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So it depends how much. I suppose if you're very, very casual and you just want to have a game of Space Invaders or something on your phone, maybe it's for that. But if you want to play retro games, just grab one of them.
Yeah, I think it's like Thomas said. You have basically your whole life's on your phone. So I'd rather not have a third party pirated thing come on there. No, thank you.
Yeah, the app might be legal, but the stuff you're putting on is full. It could be full of exploits. I know probably people aren't doing that, but
Type your social security number to download this game for free. Sure, I'll do that right now.
Oh, just remember that
Seems
Amber
legit.
Nick.
Yeah,
Amber Nick,
that's it. Amber Nick. Yep.
Amber Nick, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let us know in the Discord what you make of that. If you're an iPhone user and you've been desperately trying to play Mario 3 on your phone for the last 10 years, business just picked up, I guess. But you're going to have to wait for the official app to arrive on the App Store. Yeah, it is what it is. We hadn't had any of this for a while, so I thought I'd throw it in because people like to hear me clap and say something. Bonus news. Xbox set to reveal lots of cool stuff. We're still a couple of months away from the Xbox Game Showcase, but we might already have a few reveals locked in. As well as the aforementioned backwards compatibility, there's a date. It's been suggested this will fall on June Sunday 9th. This is according to a report from The Verge, which says it understands that new Gears of War game is currently planned to be announced at the show. They need this, and was rumoured earlier this week. In addition, we'll be apparently getting release dates for Indiana Jones and The Great Circle, Avowed, and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, another big hitter. Another big reveal that's been mentioned by the two outlets, The Verge and Insider Game, is that a new Call of Duty, expected to be called Black Ops Gulf War, will be present at the Xbox Showcase. However, the latter shows this won't be the first time we'll see it, as expected to be revealed in a more traditional fashion prior to the event. Its appearance at the Xbox Game Showcase will likely take the form of a deep dive. As for Activision Blizzard in general, Insider Gaming notes that Xbox is gearing up for an announcement of its back catalogue of games, which we've talked about in the near future, so perhaps we might get some exciting Games Pass reveals. Obviously, Xbox will have plenty more to highlight at the Xbox Showcase in June, but this sounds like a pretty great start so far. Let's hope for many more exciting surprises when the big event rolls around. Now, PlayStation has gone out on a limb and said that this year don't expect to see anything from their existing IPs, which might be them stealthily saying that we've got a new IP coming out for Christmas. Wolverine as an example.
Yeah.
So it was quite a cunningly worded thing. But it does leave Xbox once again a clear stage to showcase to people why they may need an Xbox or why they made a mistake buying a PlayStation or a Nintendo for exclusivity's sake. You know, if you can only afford one console and you've doubled down on one of them, Xbox need to show you've made that mistake. This year looks like it could be the year. I mean, Gears is, in my eyes, probably their hottest, most established franchise at the moment. Halo's had its pop, but we've not seen Gears for some time. And I think that it's got that right feeling for the moment. It's got a little bit of that Helldivers. It's got a little bit of that something going on in it. I think it could do well. Indiana Jones and The Great Circle, everyone seems to be quite excited for that, though I do keep coming back to Seb's haunting words from the Fat Zangief episode, Indiana Jones, who under 40 is playing that? Is probably one of the most true statements mentioned on this show ever. Avowed, I think, is exciting. I'm looking forward to getting my teeth into a bit more of that. Microsoft Flight Simulator is always impressive, even if it's only 10 minutes to fly over your house. Point how they've misinterpreted your neighbour's hot tub honey trap as a garden shed, and then delete it and download Indiana Jones instead. Gentlemen, will you be flying over your neighbour's house to make sure they've got the hooked hot tub in explicit detail, or will you be just flying straight out to the desert and donning a fedora, or are you more interested in ending the locust hordes? RGT.
Yes.
What's your sort of feelings about this Xbox showcase rumoured in June? There's a lot of information building up here.
Yeah, I think it's some very good games on the list there. It could have fell really, really well for Xbox this year, like you say, with Sony saying nothing major coming out, maybe a new IP. but they've pretty downplayed that anything's going to come out. This could open the gates a bit for them to, get some people excited again. And also, excuse me, also, especially with Gears of War, they could do a bit of a Red Dead on this, get Gears of War out, and then if you've got new players coming in thinking, oh, this game's really good, wonder what the old games were like, do a remastered collection, a bit like Halo Master Chief, get them out of the gate, so you can get some interest, get some excitement back into the brand again. And yeah, Indiana Jones, I'm excited for. Flight Simulator is not really my thing, but I know there's a lot of people who enjoy that. And if they keep supporting it, which they are, and updating, there's more for them to play on there. So yeah, it could be an exciting year for Xbox, and it's nice to see, them bringing some stuff out. And as I said on a few previous episodes, I know they were talking about this new console and bits coming out, and all I was saying to all brands, support the system you got. Don't, if you're struggling with your system, support it. Don't worry about your new consoles yet. Let's get some games out, and it looks like they're going to be doing it this year. So fingers crossed, they're all really good games. Because I'll say Indiana Jones is one I'm excited for.
Bobby, you're the handsome, young, devilish chap on the show. You're under 40. How much interest do you have in
I'm not
Indiana
under 40.
Jones?
I'm not under 40. The youngest person on our show is Seb.
Dude, I know I don't want to break the fourth wall, but we all play characters. Okay, you play Bobby.
Handsome
AKA
devil, you had me,
Handsome Rob. You're a 26-year-old
The cherub I love.
cherub
Babyface cherub.
who games on all the cool games. Okay, RGT. His real name is Steve Prempopol. Okay, he plays a character called Retro Gamer Thomas.
Well, that's even going now, isn't it? So it's a new
Rimguard Thomas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
My name's David Swinebeck. I play a character called George, the host of the UCP. I mean, come on.
Well, my real name is Billy Marmite, and I just play the handsome.
Listen in now, Billy Marmite, okay?
Yeah.
When we come back out of this sort of pre-build, when we go action, and Phil, the producer's got to cut all this out, you are Bobby, okay?
Yeah.
Don't forget, because everybody...
Yeah, come on, Billy. Get in character.
Your portrayal,
My bad.
the fact that we keep the Discord all in character.
Yeah.
You're a 26-year-old young hot buck with more platinums than women, and let's face it, you've had a lot of women, so that's a lot of platinums.
Yeah, it's tough.
I've had 3.
It's tough out there.
Platinum.
I've had 2 platinums. The character George is obviously an international playboy, he's bedded thousands, but you're me, the real me, no. Okay? The real Bobby, come back at me. Indiana Jones. Don't forget, you're a bit too young for Indiana Jones. It's the sort of thing your dad would watch.
Yeah, I'm
Are
not
you
sure if I would.
excited for Indiana Jones, Bobby? Young, cool, handsome man of the show?
No. Not at all.
Perfect.
It's true. I can care less about Indiana Jones, bro. What I want is another, I don't know, like Nathan Drake or, I don't know. Indiana Jones, I'm kind of over it.
This could be there, Nathan Drake.
Could be if they play it right. They can smash it. And Indy's got way more good feeling than Nathan Drake ever had. I need Bobby. This is going to go on the cutting room floor as well. I probably need a history of Fortnite from you in the next.
Oh dear
weeks.
God!
You're that young cool dude.
I don't know about that.
Best builds, best skins episode, something like that.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just thinking about. I mean, to be honest, and I don't want to sound rude, I can care less about this Xbox showcase.
Are you in character or not at the moment? Because I'm confused.
It is. It figure it out. It is what it is. Yeah, I don't care about Call of Duty. I don't care about the Indiana Jones game.
The thing is, everyone that I speak to says, "Oh yeah." Well, it's not everyone I speak to. There's a lot of people that I speak to that love a bit of COD. But surprisingly, not that many people say that it's amazing. But then you find everyone's playing it and it's the most played game on planet Earth. So something's going wrong here.
Well, I suppose,
What is?
Well, COD. I don't play it. I'm not particularly keen on it. RGT doesn't. You don't. We're not.
No, I mean it's
playing.
definitely no. There's no doubt about it. Call of Duty is definitely popular, and that's fine. Like I'm not against it. Like go for it. I just don't. I just personally don't care for it. But there's no doubt it's popular. It's always gonna be popular because people just love Call of Duty. It is what it is. They can throw a game out every 6 months. People just buy it up. That's no problem. Just not me. You know?
Well, it's going to bring a lot of revenue to Xbox's gaming brand, isn't it? Let's face it.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
before we limp out the news like a couple of wounded dogs, are there any community corrections this week, Associate Executive Producer?
No, there isn't. No.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I got. I got some breaking news right now.
I can't believe there's no list. There's no.
No, there isn't. The last one on there was the hashtag Bring Back Stingray, which we covered last week.
Fine.
Apology accepted.
But, okay, so flawless victory. Made no mistakes last week, which I do find hard to believe. But
Definitely.
we've got a tier area. So all the early adopters got the full tier no matter what they were doing. And that was part of the early adopters program. So enjoy that while it's ongoing, gentlemen. But part of that means you're in the inglorious private chat section of the Discord. One of the perks there is that we've decided to start asking you guys questions. It can be gaming related, but I think I'm much more excited about the non-gaming related questions, if I'm honest.
I'm not.
Well, let's ease you in gently then. First question. Ginge, being very on point. So if you want to get into this, what tier would they need to be at as a non-early adopter? As someone turning up today, early adopter program has finished, what tier do they need to be in to be able to ask us questions on the Discord, RGT?
I think I'm just checking down now myself. I think it's the $8 tier where you get Red 8, you get the album art merch yearly, and you get the Unglorious chat. So that is from the $8 and $10 perks.
Crikey. Don't forget the show's free, everyone. And always will be. But we do thank you very much for your support.
Yes, definitely.
It's humbled us, if I'm honest with you. And we're very grateful for it. But like I say, one of those perks is you can ask us questions. Ginger's been very on point. What's his profile picture about? It looks like he's training a black cat to sniff his crotch, but that's probably not what it is at all.
I would imagine not.
It's 100% not. It's him and his son.
I see it now.
That's
awful.
Phil, can you edit this bit out?
No, leave it in. No, leave it in. I can't throw you under the bus and not throw myself under the bus, can I? Just, squint a little bit, which is probably where my eyes are at. Cover the screen over the bit that you're looking at because of the cataracts. His son's jumper looked a little bit like a cat at distance, right? It does. Someone back me up here.
On your own there, fella. I'll apologise on his behalf.
Phil, if you want to cut it out, cut it out. If you want to see me thrown down the road with my own red-headed stepson, leave it in.
Well, we got Rimgard Thomas, and now we have Ginge giving a cat some cocaine.
No.
What did you say?
Teaching the cat to sniff his crotch.
I was totally off there.
I'm saying nothing. You two are just making a rock for your own backs here.
As part of this perk, Ginge wants to know. Ginge got in touch. He says, I want to know everybody's favourite game of all time. There can be only one. And he's done a grinning emoji. He's keen to know. My favourite game of all time makes no sense, but it's only from a point of nostalgia. Is F-19 Stealth Fighter on the Atari ST that I used to play with my dad.
Good choice, though.
That and it's not the greatest game of all time. It's not particularly. I think in the time it was particularly well put together and researched. To be fair, but I wouldn't say its flight dynamics are next level. It's certainly not trouble in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But for me, if I went to heaven tomorrow and I ended up on a cloud with my dad playing F-19 and I didn't know about any other game, I'd be very happy.
So to follow your boat, so I'm jumping in it. I'm going to say
it.
Contra for the same reason.
Because you played it with my dad?
Well, with mine.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That confused me for a bit there.
I was like, oh, how did he?
Yeah.
My dad can't even use a controller.
I mean, with emulation, we probably could play together. You know, just get him on something and we'll link up.
Oh my God, there's a.
And then we can also have a fight over the waterfall level and tell him to slow down for the jumping.
You would have to educate my dad.
Sir, excuse me, jump with me. Thank you. You know?
Just die so I can get on with this game. Wow. Okay. So RGT, you've sat and heard the privileged experience of me and Bobby, which enables you to come at this sounding like you know what you're talking about.
Well, no, this is.
Squeeze.
I'm asked this a lot, and it is tricky because it's how you grade a game. Is it from nostalgia? Is it where you were at mentally when you played this game? Is this a game that
lot of the time?
Yeah, it's almost an impossible question.
Yeah, is it? So I had a few sort of skirted round, which I will say my favourite of all time. I had to think about this because it's a brilliant question actually. But Double Dragon on the ZX Spectrum. That's the first game I ever completed. 7-year-old kid. Oh, and I remember that game so vividly, so well, and the joy I had from completing my first game. So that was always there or thereabouts. Streets of Rage, it was just a game changer on the Mega Drive. Mm-hmm. That's always there. Sonic 2, just because I loved Sonic, and you then got added in with the spin effect. That was brilliant. Loved the game.
Too easy. Finished it in an hour.
Yeah, whatever. And with Tails as well, so it was brilliant. Loved that game. And then there's games like Breath of the Wild. Fantastic game for me. Helped me through a really tough time in my life, and played that game 120 hours. That means a lot. Galaga, first arcade machine. One of the first arcade machines I played along with Space Invaders, but one of my favourite shooters of all time. But I've gone, sorry to ramble, I've gone with a game that I had so much hype for, and it's a game that when you have a lot of hype for a game, rarely does it deliver. That this game delivered for me, and everyone will know, they'll say it's the obvious choice for me, but it was Uncharted 4. Mm-hmm. It's my all-time favourite game because I'm a massive Uncharted fan. I'm an Uncharted collector. I've got loads of bits and pieces, and I was so hyped for this game. Even Mrs. RGT bought me the collector's edition with the statue, and then to actually start playing that game, I was just so in that world. Loved the story, loved the fantastic acting. Brilliant. I just loved it. I know a few people didn't like the story twists as they come in with his brother and bits and pieces, but I just loved being in that world. And yeah, my favourite game of all time.
When we do our next live event, be it Timeless or...
I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
I'm going to guess. I'm going to try and go into George's strange brain, and I think you're going to say for me to come cosplay dressed as Nathan Drake.
What do I want you to be wearing in this Nathan Drake cosplay?
Probably.
Doesn't he wear a full tux in our game?
Or did you want me with the dirty top and the holster?
No, Bobby's closest. I want you in a full tux. So you're sweating your absolute sack off. And then I want you in a set of overalls with the bow tie popping out the top.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut the top of the shirt off with the bow tie and just wear it just enough so you can see it under the overalls. And then go completely commando just to get a bit of air up the leg.
And then for $10, you can reach in and grab a prize.
Things that flap up and hit someone in the face on one of those cartoons. That sort of roll it down. I know I will be making sure you're wearing the full tux. We've got more questions, believe it or not, because we've got more listeners than we really
Great
know
question,
what
by the
to
way,
do
Jim.
with. Yeah, more of it. But this is the sort of question I would like. No, in fact, Bada Banks' questions, Paul Border's questions, sort of question I want to see.
Yeah. Funnily
Digital
enough,
Monkery's got in touch. He's in the Inglorious chat. Everyone's enjoying themselves, and there's been some fun stuff in there. So if you want to find out what the bigger boys are talking about, well, I'm sorry to say you might have to get your wallet out. Digital Monkery says, if you could have any guest on the show, who would you want? First person I'm going to ask that to is RGT. Who would you want as a guest on the show? Or, in fact, you've had all your heroes on this show already.
well, one of them was Stuart Ashens, and we had him on, and he was a fantastic guest. So that was one. But if we could really go anywhere, I've always said if it was any YouTuber, if it was a YouTuber, I would go probably Happy Console Gamer, Johnny Millennium, or Riff and Rick from Pixel Game Squad, because their enthusiasm for games. If you ever have a lull where you don't know what to play, or you're falling out of love with gaming, watch their channels, because you'll be on eBay, you'll be looking for games, you'll love it. Their passion for gaming is phenomenal. I'd love to have them on. But this is going to be obvious. My ultimate guest would be Nolan North. I'd love to talk to him about the other games he's been in, the Assassin's Creeds, his side
Alpha
characters.
Protocol.
Yeah, Last of Us, where he was David, how he gives his voices, how they do the full motion capture. I'd love to go through it all with him. And also, he's just a really nice guy, you know. And I'd
You
love
know
to,
him, so why don't you ask him to come on?
I don't know him. He's done a little video for me, which Meerkat76 got for me, bless her, off the Discord. So I've got the little video of yes in my shared and collection through the media of phone. But he sent me a little message. But yeah, he's supposed to be a really nice guy, and I'd love to just sit down and chat to see from an actor's point of view how games are made, how they do it, how the voice acting's done. So he would be my ultimate Nolan North. How about you, Bobby?
Yeah, Bobby, who's your favourite guest? Who would you be your dream guest as well? Doesn't even have to be gaming related either.
I would love to be. Well, I want to have to go that gaming route, at least movie route. James Rolfe, aka the Angry Video Game Nerd.
He'd be a good guest.
When I first saw him, I mean, it had to be 2020? I mean, maybe 20 years ago on YouTube. His first video. I mean, I don't remember the video, but the first time I saw his first video, I was like, who is this guy? And I wanted more of it. And then it just kept coming out, and all the bad, Castlevania 2, that's what it was. And then all the bad games he experienced and how he down in the comedy. And then his other things he did, like board
he's
games.
he's made a whole.
Board games was a very interesting concept. I thought that was great because I used to play a lot of board games, which now no one does, hardly ever. His movie knowledge, I love it. All his horror stuff, I just think is great.
Because on his Cinemassacre, he's even made his own video store, and he's got his own.
Yep. I mean, I played his game, which I love. So
I'll be honest, I enjoy him, but he's a bit of a little version of Harvey Retro, isn't he, if we're being honest?
Oh, definitely.
Well, Harvey Retro is, come on, bro. This guy's been around for ages. You know?
And I love
it. You want to go down a movie route? I would serve him food and watch movies with him all day. That's not a problem. When I first saw his channel, I was also hooked.
In the Discord as well, whenever there's people can't think of a movie name or a scene or a saying from a movie, everyone just links in Harvey. What was this from again, Harvey? Where was it? And he knows.
And we've been blessed because we've already had him on the show, which was one of my favorite shows of all time.
Me too. It was a good show, and it even it really is fun for a re-listen as well, which is what makes it so good. If I could have a guest. Never meet your heroes, and this might be something that was probably best left to a five-knuckle shuffle 30 years ago. But, oh no, we've got to get him on the show. Legally, I don't know who I would ask.
Legally? That's a worrying start to your pick of guest.
I was thinking Violet Berlin, and then I thought, well, knowing my luck, she would randomly pick an episode, randomly pick a timestamp, and it would be this one. just to test whether we're suitable for a brand to come on this show. And I think very quickly you would find out no. So RGT, if you want to strike her from my list of guests that I would like to see, I suppose I would actually quite like to get on someone like Peter Molyneux from the Gaming Front. He'd be certainly interested
very
to
interesting.
speak to. I also think someone like Sean Murray of No Man's Sky fame would be an interesting guest just to get
all
behind
the
the
peaks and
scenes.
troughs of how he's gone through it with,
Because no one launches a game and thinks, no one spends time making a game and then launching a game thinking this is going to be absolute, turd. And I will go on record and say I don't think it was turd from the get-go. I liked it. I understand why it wasn't for everybody.
No, I don't think it was that. It was more what he'd promised about 3 days beforehand, what was actually being in the game that never actually was. But now it's one of the most supported games that were there. So I think he was a bit caught up with the moment, I think, and claiming what was actually in the game that wasn't.
Oh, and Sean, if you're listening, I didn't want to modify my spaceship. I just wanted to be able to walk around in the back of it. If it's large enough, and seeing as the ship that I choose pre-update in the pirate space stations had the big door open and a guy was selling me contraband out the back of it, let me open the back door of my spaceship, for God's sake. I don't want to change its thrusters. I want to open the back door. Let the dog out for a walk or something. That's it.
You and back doors.
Dude, the front door is for you to leave via a coffin or for guests to come in through. The back door is where all the real dirt happens.
Back door is exclusive.
It is.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
for tradespeople. Next question. So thank you for that question, Digital Monkery. And what I want to happen from this is some of the things that we say, I want you to pick up on and hammer us for in the comments so we can talk about it next week as well. Or if we haven't answered it properly, come at us. We can make content here together, me and you. Yeah, you. Yeah, that cat from Iowa City, Iowa. Yeah. Still waiting for you to get in the Discord, pal. Bingst has got in touch from Italy. The real Luigi. He says, what is your favorite thing to snack on when you're having a gaming session? I use bruschetta, but I don't like to use a knife and a fork, and I slurm it all over the back of my PlayStation pad. It smells oniony and tomato, and it's an Italian snack. It's why I eat it. What's your favorite?
Did you just dribble a little bit then?
I had to. Sometimes when I do voices, I have to get a little bit of spit. I have to character act. This is going to end up on the cutting room floor because you don't want to break the fourth wall. So Phil, make sure this doesn't make it in. This talk and my headphone fell out as well, so it's obviously all lubed up. The talk about when we had our real names before we got into our acting names. Yeah, I just had a groundswell of spit.
Did the ear piece fall into that puddle, or what happened there?
You saw it all, didn't you? No piracy
Lovely.
here on the UCP. I had a bit of a kerfuffle, yeah. Well, while we've been recording, my AirPods died. Quality. So then I had to transfer to the wired headphones, working, but you were extremely loud, and I thought that possibly I was at a Metallica concert. Transpires I wasn't. I just turned the volume down. It was RGT describing his love for rations. And then I did Bada Bing, so I got a bit excited, got a little bit of a overcreation of spit, which then when I kind of guffawed, it kind of just fell out. It was very embarrassing. Thanks for bringing it up. And then my cheap earphone fell out my left ear into, as you saw, said puddle of spit. Embarrassing.
Now you got a wet canal.
Yeah.
What's your favourite snack, Bobby, when you're gaming? Save me from myself.
I don't snack when I game, to be honest with you.
Hell.
Nah, I fast, really. I'm too busy playing than eating.
I need to do that.
I've never snacked. I've never had anything when I'm gaming.
Let's rewind. You're 8 years old. You sat there, legs akimbo. You got a Genesis out, and you're playing Batman.
No.
and someone just walked in with Batman flavored beef tomato crisps in the shape of the bat signal.
No, I would pause the game, go to the dinner table, have some of that snack, wash my hands, and then go back to play.
Hang on a minute.
That is the correct way. That's how it should be done, really.
Young
I
Bobby
don't-
sat there. He's like, "Yeah, Joker, come get some. Yeah." In comes Mumsy. "Hey, Bobby. Hey, Barbie. Are you okay?" "Yeah, Mum. What's
If
wrong?"
my mom saw me eating in my bedroom, she'd take the slipper and just start beating the shit out of me with it.
Wow. So instead, you put your console down. You proceed to the dining room. You sit yourself up. You spread the napkin across your legs. You open.
Well, actually, tuck it in
Tomato
the
and
top.
beef.
I tuck it in the top.
Of course, you're American. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. You took it in the top of your shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Bloody uncouth, that is, isn't it? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Although, here's a question for the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
The English think they are the gurus of eating smartly, of table manners, of the etiquette around eating and manners and generally good form.
Well, it
But
depends.
what use is a piece of cloth across your crotch when most of the food that you spill is going to go on your shirt? So I admire the Americans for saying, let's cut out the middleman here. If I'm going to get embarrassed, I want to get spaghetti all down. I don't want it down my shirt. I'd rather get a big lump of red sauce right in my crotch. Whereas a English gentleman would rather smear his chest in tomato sauce, but at least have his crotch area tomato free. What's the more embarrassing scenario? Going for a job interview with tomato on your chest or on your crotch?
Well, on your crotch, you could hide it, you know. You could just put your hand there, maybe, you know, do a little angled angle and, you know, hide it. When it's on your shirt, you're screwed, you know? But it also depends what you're eating. If I'm going to McDonald's or I'm going to a fast food restaurant, I'm just going to go get something quick.
Let me just float this one by you. My
Yeah.
name's Dwayne. You come in, I run a, I don't know, a lumber yard. You've
Mhm.
come in for a
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Okay? I look at you.
Mhm.
You're an Englishman. Okay?
Yeah.
I look at you. You've got some food on your shirt.
Yeah.
I look at you and go, this dude's come for an interview. He's obviously hungry on his way in. Grabbed
Yeah.
himself some spaghetti. He's got it on his shirt. I see this. I know it's sauce. He's gone. He was wearing a white shirt. He looked smart. He interviewed me. He did well. Okay. This other guy comes in. Shane, Randy. He's American. Randy comes in. His shirt's immaculate. But he's got what could be blood or bolognese sauce right on his crotch. And now I feel awkward because although matey came in before he had the slop on his shirt, I looked at it and I didn't feel like I was eyeing up another man's sexual reproductive organs. But
Yeah.
you've walked in and you got this big red stain right on your rocket. And I can't look anywhere else. So now I feel awkward. You feel awkward because every time I look at you in the eyes for 2 seconds and then I dance down midriff and I see
Yeah,
that
I mean,
stain.
yeah.
Ugh, what is that? I'm going to have to ask you about it because I'm curious. What's happened to your trousers?
Yeah.
What would you say?
I would ignore it, but keep a mental note. Because
So your
sometimes
prospective new employer says, what's that on your trousers? And you just...
oh, I'm the one with the stain. Okay, I thought I was interviewing the person.
I
with the
don't
stain.
know. I'm confused. I don't know whether I was interviewing
Well,
myself.
you know what? Some people get nervous, so they have to eat something before they go somewhere. You know, you get like, you know, nervous munchies, I guess.
Are you one of those people?
No.
Oh.
I'll tell you what I do snack on though. I will do Oreo cookies and Reese's peanut butter cups. I will snack on those if I get stressed out.
So it took me going on a tale of serviette napkin woes to find out that you do occasionally feast on a Reese Buttercup.
Oh, there's no doubt. I would kill a bag. I'm not allowed to have them anywhere near me.
Kill a bag.
Yeah, I'll kill a bag. 100%.
So back to the more burning question that I hope the Discord is going to get involved in. What would you rather turn up with? A stain on your crotch or a stain on your shirt?
Crotch.
Would you?
Yeah, because you're wearing a suit, bro. Just don't button the suit up. Hide it. You know, you could put your little folder with your little resume in it and put it down there and you're holding your hands to your side and you're covering your crotch. You know?
Your national record of achievement.
Yeah. You buy a newspaper. You hold a newspaper down there, you
It's
know?
a blast from the past. National record of achievement.
Yeah. You hold it up. You fold it down. Hey, I'm going to shake someone's hand. Newspaper's there. You're doing eye contact with the handshake. And then you put the little newspaper back down to the crotch and hide it. How are you going to hide it on your chest?
You just front it up. It's obvious
No.
to see what it is when it's on your chest. It's like,
First
it is.
appearances, yeah, but first appearances are everything. Sometimes, you may look like a slob and they may not interview you. They may not hire you because they think you're a slob or something like that. It's weird. People are weird.
Guy turns up to interview. I look at him. I see he's got a little bit of food on his shirt. I, like you, come to the conclusion that he's a bit of a slob. It's an accident, but I wrongly come to the conclusion he's a slob.
Mm-hmm.
Guy walks in with a blood red stain on his crotch. I don't know what he is.
Had a nosebleed. Could have been nervous,
Are we still on gaming snacks or?
How do you wear your napkin, and what would you do if you went for a job interview and you had a stain on your shirt or a stain on your trousers, and which would you prefer?
I wear my napkin on my lap because when you eat in a nice restaurant, you're supposed to sit up straight and not put the entire spoon in your mouth. Have a little decency and
See you napkin like an
respect.
Englishman.
Yeah. You sit properly like you're supposed to. You don't overfill the fork like you're supposed to. Eat like a gentleman and don't spill stuff on yourself. If you do, it goes on your lap, but you're sitting straight up, mouth to lap ratio. You don't sit back and eat like you're lazy. You don't sit back in the chair. You move up when you eat a little bit, Get your head over the plate. Have some manners. No
He's right.
elbows on the table.
Yeah. RGT, how do you lap at it?
I'm the same as Bobby.
What was Bobby's answer?
Well, he was, just telling us his mouth to lap ratio. Make sure you get in line. Make sure you
That's the part of it that you're in agreement
Yes.
with, the whole leaning forward.
Yeah, lean forward. Make sure you're squared off with your lap area.
Have you ever been to a job interview? And I'd love the listeners to tell us about a tale when they've been to a job interview and ended up with.
I have a tale about a job interview. I think I spoke on a podcast before.
What? Does it involve spilling in crotches or no?
It involved a lot more than that.
Is this safe?
Probably not. We have to talk about this and then I can do it again.
Okay.
It was Bobby's World. It was a Bobby's World podcast.
I'll say again, are we still on gaming snacks? Or
Yeah, what's your favourite gaming snack, RGT? It might be a Discord perk. Bobby's sort of after hours story for the Discord, Glorious.
It might be the safe bet, I think.
You can be as risque as you want in there.
Gaming snacks. Now, I am very, very, very partial to an extra large spicy Watson. But the problem with them is your controller looks absolutely filthy at the end of it. So you have to have a few of those, wash your hands, come back to your controller. So my number one snack to eat while gaming, which is quite a clean one, it's not too bad, is a cashew. I love a bowl of cashews. Mrs. RGT always picks me up bag cashews.
I love a cashew, but they look like... I often find myself, when I eat a cashew, feeling like I've ate the John Thomas of a small Greek statue.
Really? I find they more look like a little tiny pale kidney.
What's that say about me as a person, do you think?
It says it all, to be honest. I mean, it says everything about you just with that one statement.
Cashews and walnuts.
Is that what you're into?
No, I don't do nuts.
Are you intolerant or allergic to them, or are you just don't?
No, I just don't like them. I love peanut butter.
Mm.
You can't be asked to chew the nut, but if someone chews it up and spits it in your mouth, you're okay with it.
That's fine.
Bobby, I'm going a bit off piste again here. Have you had cashew butter?
No.
Get cashew butter.
Really?
Your world will change.
I'm going to get that for sure then.
Why did you say that in such a sort of sexually seductive way? When you said it at the end,
there is nothing more sexual than cashew butter.
First of all, just the way he said it, I would have bought it right there on the spot. If he had it on him,
that's what I needed.
Just buy it right now.
And it's so natural as well. It's actually more spreadable.
And that's
It's
And
got
that's
that
the easy access
lovely
right there.
consistency to it. See, it's just
Why am I in a cupboard with digital monkery again? What's going on here?
you could spread that on anything.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
It's not as gooey. Yeah. Cashew butter. I mean, look that up. That is.
I'm gonna definitely get that.
Let me answer this. Let me answer this part of the question here about what my favourite game and snack was, and it wasn't bruschetta, although that is bloody nice, but it's too messy. And mine's as simple. Probably kettle chip, salt, something I can smear the grease and salt on my trousers.
That's why I said the
can
Wotsits.
crack on with the gaming.
I love a spicy Wotsit. They're my favourite crisp. But if you eat them in the pan, and I mean, I devour these. I mean, I'm not a pretty eater with these. These go in. I hardly chew them. They're just down. And the problem is, you come out with fingers that you look like you've been in a nuclear experiment. I've never seen such messy orange fingers in my life. And your controller, your controller. Imagine my gammon gauntlets covered in orange.
Yeah, usually I've been doing I have a coffee or like a lemon water with ice. That's,
You're a very
to be honest.
classy gamer. Very classy.
I'm just
Coffee or
focused.
lemon water.
Yeah.
Is it just me at the moment? Does anyone else just want to be Bobby at the moment? Coffee,
I live my life.
lemon water, platinum every game, New York apartment.
Looks good as well. Handsome
it's
devil. Beautiful
absolutely
wife.
Gorgeous.
Great job up in Upper Manhattan.
I know. I want to be Bobby.
And we pay him for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like hero worship.
You guys are my heroes.
I don't know how this works out for us, but
I already interviewed two of my heroes on the show.
Oh. You
if only we put out the video, because that wink was either looks like he was having a palsy. It was actually quite sexy.
I'm now going to gather a cushion, if you know what I mean. So
what? Because you spilt bolognese in your lap.
Yeah.
So you hide it.
I've got a messy crotch.
With the Bobby interview technique. Walking, holding your flattened palm across your crotch.
That news? Yeah, it works, bro.
What's wrong with you? You didn't shake it properly?
Or you know what? You pretend a little bit too hot. You take your suit jacket off. You fold it nice. You put it right in front of you. You hold it down there, and you hide it out.
Yeah. Cover that crotch.
If someone walked in with all that going on, I'd think they'd either wet themselves or spilt bolognese sauce on their penis.
Yeah, but you can only assume. And when you assume, you make an ass of you and me.
Then I'd probably move it out the way so I could look at it. This is the danger. You come in hiding it. And I want to know what it is. First time meeting you, interview. What are you hiding? We need to be operating on a level of trust.
What if he's hiding his excitement and he's nervous? People get that happen too.
Well, he could be hiding another excitement. He could, take both hands away and the coat's still hanging there.
Yeah.
Wow, towel rail.
It's possible.
So the next question that the Unglorious asked, which is our name for the people that contribute to the show and they're on the page on the Discord, Bull Border got in touch.
Oh, God.
Him and several others actually got in touch this week.
Several others? Really? You just exaggerating the situation.
Several others got in contact this week to find out when you're changing your name to what stuck really well, and I like this, is Rimgard Thomas. Or Rettle Jesus Rock. Rettle Jesus Rock.
Well, if you just dribbled again, because that's a dribbler phrase if I've ever heard one.
This is what I'm saying to you. You've got to lube your mouth up. And Rettle Jesus Rocks.
Rettle Jesus Rocks.
Which is our little version of...
Well, no, you got to say Rettle Jesus Tops, because then I can keep RGT.
Are you that committed to that part of your persona?
Well, yeah, I've got to, because at the very least I can just keep RGT rather than Rimgard.
Do you think people are going to turn against us when they find out we're all actors playing in a role for what's going to end up being the longest running sitcom ever?
No, I don't think so. When they find out I'm not really Rimgard.
Well, they're going to be gutted, aren't they?
Well,
the best bit is when the big reveal happens and this all turns out to be this rather kind of weird, elaborate joke, you're going to be out there doing the book tour. You're going to be on This Morning. And the best bit about this is they're probably going to introduce you as the actor best known for his role on the Unofficial Controller podcast as Rimgard Thomas. Here comes Dave Swineshead.
Well,
Here you come.
On that part, then, no, I'm not going to be changing my name to Rimgard. I'd rather just say he is Dave, who plays Retro Geezer Thomas, or as I am on now, Retro Gamer Thomas, not Rimgard. Not so bad in basketball terms, I suppose, but
okay. There's a couple more here. I think. Have you ever considered uploading and recording of the Hidden Gems song to Spotify and then just watch the money roll in for the rest of your life?
Licensing issues there.
Yeah,
I mean, if you could get the license, then yeah, let's rock. But I think we'd probably have a few. Who was it who sang that again? That was. Oh, we said this the other week.
Sometimes I feel like.
What was his name? Who sung that?
Yeah, all right. Leave it. We can't just chuck it out. Jim Diamond.
Jim Diamond, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he might have a bit to say if we release that and start raking in coin.
I get my nephew to drop a beat, and then George could just do it over a new beat.
Or we could, maybe, if you're out there, Jim. Oh no, is Jim still with us?
Don't do this. Not now. Not like this. Not now. Don't do this now. Not now.
Do I sing, Jim?
Don't do this now. Not now.
Okay.
I don't know if he's dead or not, but if he is,
What's his name?
Get Jim Diamond.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Okay. While he's doing that, another of the Unglorious wanted to know what moisturizer do you use? I don't use any. I don't have a skincare routine.
Yeah, I have a really good skincare routine. Also hit that about 9 years ago.
Jim's dead.
2015.
Spotify is in. Let's go.
RGT. Well, while this is seen as this is like a working episode where Phil, the producer's going to have to come in and cut all the things up, he might as well cut that out and post it on Spotify.
Yeah.
I have
Spotify.
A few things
skincare routine.
I do.
Bobby, go.
I have a morning routine. So I have a morning cream, right? And then I have I use Jergens almond, cherry almond, where after I shower.
Is this a real product or are you pulling my leg?
No,
because I don't know anything about any of this.
Yeah, Jergens cherry, it's a real thing. It's amazing. It smells delicious, bro.
What's it called?
Jergens cherry almond.
So in the morning, you use Jergens.
Here's what I do. I wake up.
Cream.
I go shower. Okay.
After
I shower. Yeah. After I shower. I use doctors. I use
this.
I use
to the Discord.
I use Dr. Squash. I use the Wood Barrel Bourbon. I love that soap. Okay. Come out the shower. I put on some Jergens cherry almond all over my body, but I keep it.
Oh, I'd like to smell you.
Oh, I smell great, dude. I'm not gonna lie. And then clavicle bone down is where I stop. Like at the clavicle bone, I stop. I don't put nothing up there. Okay. I'll tell you why in a second. Then I put on a day moisturizer. Also has SPF something 10 or something. You want to get a little color, but it keeps the young look. Okay. Then I put on some, maybe Tom Ford, F and Fabulous or Smoked Cherry, something like that. Then at night when I shower, I have a little face mask we do. Keep that on for 20 minutes. And I put on a night cream before I go to bed. You got to keep it smooth, You got to keep it young.
Wow.
Like, there's nothing wrong with anything you just said. But
and I shave. I don't like. Yeah, I can't do it.
My imagination, the way it works, had you sat up at 10 to midnight in your gaming chair, looking like.
Oh yeah, I do. I do actually do it sometimes. Yeah, or watching the show with you. I haven't put on some of those footy boots, the little Korean foot boots. Those are amazing, bro.
I feel dirty.
Yeah.
My skin's in terrible condition compared to Bobby's. He's an absolute god.
What do you use as a moisturizer, RGT?
Lard? No, I use. I use the only thing I really use as moisturizer. Sometimes, because I work outdoors, the skin's a bit dry, so I'll, slap on a bit of Mrs. RGT's cream, whatever's on the side. But other than that, I will, because I get my skin gets very sore when I shave. So I use a moisturising aftershave balm around my neck, and I normally carry on over my face.
I also have a shaving routine too to avoid that because I can't grow facial hair. So I have less irritation because of my also shaving method.
Yeah.
Do you want to pull up a pew for my skincare routine?
I'm starting to think.
Yeah, I'm interested in it.
Links Africa. Done. Boom.
Well, normally what I do is I get in the shower and I normally moisturize with something called H2O. Quite exclusive.
Yeah.
Put it all over my body, combine it with some 50-cent shower gel.
Like a talc?
Just whatever's cheap, really.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you meant the rapper.
No.
Does it know he done a shower gel?
There's a wrapper called shower gel.
No, 50 cent.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I should imagine 50-cent shower gel's down to about 25 cents, 10 cents by now. So
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
yes, 10 cents, 50-cent shower gel.
And you use the Puff Daddy shampoo.
No, Puff Daddy makes the things that the little poof.
The loofah.
The loofah.
He does make the loofah.
Yeah.
No Diddy, baby.
Okay. And then I get a little bit of a lather on, and then I go back to the primary product, the H2O, and that then rinses off all the lather. Then I step out and I grab what's known in the industry as a cotton towel. I dry my body all over, paying particular interest to the crotch, between the toes, and your arse crack. Make sure it's dry as a bone, because that's when you start to get what's known in the industry as Dobie rash, athlete's foot, etc., etc. Just because it says foot in the tile doesn't mean it can't get you somewhere else. Okay, so you've got to make sure you're dry in your folds. That's the only, historically, do you know what? Christmas comes around, you end up with a little bit of moisturising stuff in the stocking. You slorb it on, don't you? You don't ask questions, you bath in it. When it's run out, I'm not the guy that goes down the shop and gets jerked off body butter or anything like that, like Bobby had. I'm not into any of that.
Well, I made a grave mistake.
Oh.
I said jerkins. It's not jerkins, it's jergins. Big difference.
Oh,
Makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does.
I also uploaded the picture to the Unglorious as well.
No one. So if you're a general listener of
you moisturise them,
you can't see the body scrub that you use. But if you're in the Unglorious,
JERGENS, very important.
Well, when you're a gaming celebrity, you've got to look after yourself.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there any more questions from the Unglorious? Oh my God.
What game series should make a comeback?
In my version of the Unglorious, you and Sealmaster have merged together in one message. And he says there's a picture of your Jergens, and on my one, he's come over the top of it with maybe COD 4 maybe, just because it was one of, if not the first games that I fell in love with. And that's all over the Jergens picture on my version of Discord.
Yeah, I mean, I think the franchise is still going strong.
I think we should leave. We'll rest that there. If you didn't get your question read out, don't worry. We'll probably read it out next week or come up with something new, especially come up with something new based on what we've been talking about. Bobby's pretty good at guiding you through the love issues in your life. RGT's pretty good with home budgeting. So if you need to, scrape a couple of pence together by buying a different product, he's your man for the research. He's, Martin's Money Talk to the UCP. Probably don't get any advice off me at all, ever, unless you want your life to be pretty much a burning car wreck. And the host of a slightly below average podcast. Gentlemen, what do you think about this new questions section? Do you feel violated or you've enjoyed it?
Yes, good.
Look,
Very
bring
good.
all the questions, baby.
I can't wait to see this develop and see where it goes. I'm excited for that part of it for sure. And thank you to everyone who messaged in. Thank you to everyone that supports us here, there, and everywhere. Thank you to everyone that listens. Before we get too emotional about all that, it's time. Yeah, we ain't seen him for a while. And I'll be honest with you, he's been in a little bit of trouble with trading standards. I think he's just about in the clear. He defended himself well down at the local courthouse. But it's still in the air. And apparently, it's alleged that Stingray overvalued one of his business interests in the village, Deb's Babs, and now owes Farmerton Parish Council somewhere in the region of about £4.25. Stingray doesn't have that kind of money, so he's going to have to realise some of his assets and may involve selling his son Wayne.
That's tragic.
All I know is he wants to make Farmerton great again.
I bought the hat.
I'm just trying to make sure that I've not come up with something that's actually abbreviated into something pretty terrible, actually. Make I kind of did, didn't I? MFGA, it says on the top of Ray's hat. Make Farmerton great again. I don't know what to make of that. It's time for a peek in what we affectionately call Stingray's boot. What's nestled between some counterfeit nappies and a dodgy copy of Battlefriend this week. These are new release highlights for the week April 8th, April 14th. Listeners, these are out digital, physical, or will be by the time this podcast in your feed, but could be region dependent. Spring stock, Waddle and Wall, gentlemen. Bobby, how are you seeing the mighty Sting and his son, if you're seeing his son, Wayne, this week?
Well, I think they're mocking me right now because
Why?
they pulled up with a little bottle of Jergens cherry almond and vanilla, and they are lathering it over their bodies. And they're also giving out little scent cards to people around them to try this new product.
They're lathering it into their naked bodies or clothes?
Well, they're like in tight, European swimming trunks.
Oh,
Because we don't do that in America. It's a big difference.
There's nowhere to hide in European swimming trunks.
Nah, there's not, and it's everywhere, and it's right there, baby. There it is.
So you see my argument. You go for a job as a lifeguard. You've got food on your chest. You wash it off.
It's yeah.
Get it on your crotch.
It's a swimming trunk, though.
We'll revisit this. I'm sure the listeners will have plenty to say about crotch versus chest versus face.
Yeah, they're gathering the Farmington Sun, basically.
What the rays are?
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah,
gathering,
it's very sunny outside. Yeah.
and they're selling sun.
No, they're selling Jergens.
Just to be clear, that's the body butter.
Yes. The little goat, on the go ones.
Yeah. Okay. So they've basically found some around the back of an out-of-date pharmacy and they're passing them off as their own merchandise.
Yeah, definitely they are.
Okay. RGT,
Yes.
on point as always. I imagine
Yes.
you've seen him walk in as a full-size bottle of Jerkins and Wayne is a what?
No, actually.
He's the Xbox backwards compatibility program. Tiny little man that he is.
No, Stingray.
We're not against that. He's just a child. I need to make that clear legally.
Yeah. Stingray is completely in the nude, apart from he's rocking a crop top with Rimguard rules written on it. Yeah, I think
You've got him involved in this, haven't you?
he thinks this is going to be popular. So he's got a
Yeah,
lamb.
he's mocking us. He's mocking us for sure.
He is
yeah.
mocking us.
It's a really short little crop top with Rimguard rules on, and he's just got some dirty flip flops on.
Dirty flip-flops.
and then Wayne is standing next to him. He's got tuxedo on, but with a boiler suit over the top. But he's looking, so he's got bolognese on his crotch. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But I'm not sure whether to look at the bolognese stain or look at him because he's something's not right there at all. But yeah,
they're having a laugh.
He's got
Like you guys
up.
would say. Are you having a laugh? Yeah, they are. They are having a laugh. They're making
he's
joking around with us. Okay,
it's either that or he's got muddled up with all the suits, tuxedos, the Uncharted talk, and the crotch stains, and he's got a bit muddled up. But yeah,
this dude's something else, man.
Yeah.
Let's just study the job. I don't even know. I had it all planned out, and now I don't even know what I'm seeing anymore.
That'll involve crotches, I suppose.
I don't want it to. I want to go a different route.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I don't even know how to bring
you
it back.
You can't help it.
Let me have a. That's something I've been drinking a lot of. It's not booze. Make it clear. It's you can get the Italian water, San Pellegrino, the fizzy water.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah.
I like to decant probably 80% of a glass's worth of San Pellegrino into a glass. And then in the UK, we've got this brand called Roses. They make a lime cordial. Goes all the way back in time when they had to get this stuff into a cordial so they could move it around the world so sailors didn't get scurvy. It's very pure. It's very nice. Well, San Pellegrino's got this little bit of a bitter edge to it, which I really quite like. And this Roses being lime as well. And it just makes like the most beautiful lime.
Me and Mrs. RGT have a similar drink in the evenings, which she normally does ice, slice of lemon, then she does Roses, lime, and then we have tonic water. And that's a lovely, refreshing drink, that is.
Ooh, tonic water.
I love tonic
So
water.
you're telling me I recently discovered and invented this drink, which I was going to call George's Juice.
No, yours is, a bit more of a sweeter version, isn't it?
Why is it sweeter?
Doesn't San Pellegrino's have sugar in it?
Yeah.
No.
That's just seltzer water?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yours is actually the posher version then of mine. Sort of the classier version, because you've got the fizzy water, where I've just got tonic from Lidl.
Yeah, but tonic water is just fizzy water, dude.
No, tonic water has lots of salt in it.
It's not fizzy water. Tonic water's different to fizzy water.
I think San Pellegrino has a load of trace elements in it. It's got salt and other stuff. Hydrogen.
Gherkins.
Gherkins,
whatever it is.
It's got... Water's got a lot of hydrogen in. But it's got a lot of oxygen in it as well.
Anyway, how you seeing this thing, right?
I am literally seeing him as hydrogen. I'm literally seeing his Wayne as oxygen.
How can you see oxygen?
Oh, look at the confusion in his face. Look at the confusion.
Will one of you let me speak? I'll tell you exactly how you see oxygen. Okay? Air that we breathe is not made up entirely of oxygen. It's a combination of all sorts of different gases.
Oh, this is going to be a long one, isn't it?
And if you can't see the different gases, get your eyes tested, because that's one of the fundamental. That's why you wear glasses, RGT, because you couldn't see trace elements of methane.
Okay.
What?
Don't tell me that you've been to one of those bloody eye quacks as you're reading letters off a chart, like, oh, E, I, O, yeah, now cover one eye, stand on one leg, walk backwards. Oh, yeah, you need glasses, bro. You don't need glasses. Like, how the hell?
Bobby, just do what I do. I'll give you a little tip now. Just agree. Just agree.
You're right.
Yeah, spot on, Bob. George.
Facts.
Yeah, fine. Yep.
I've never felt so violated, because you both have done that to me independently in the past as well, and now I don't know what's real. I'll tell you what is real. Give it here. It's Gigantic Rampage Edition, April 9th, comes to the PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Go Gigantic! The unique MOBA hero shooter returns.
Wow, there's some bumps there, isn't there?
Yeah. Get me my paycheck. I'll see you in the car park.
Botany Manor, April 9th, Xbox, Switch, PC, and PlayStation. Welcome to Botany Manor, a stately home in the 19th century England. You play as inhabitant Arabella Green, a retired botanist. Explore your house and gardens filled with research to figure out the ideal habitat of forgotten flora. Grow each plant to discover the mysterious qualities they hold. One for the green.
Sounds like the manor back in Farmington.
Mm.
Interesting. House
Yes.
Flipper 2, April 10th, Xbox and PlayStation. It's time to dust off your hammer. House Flipper is back in a brand new fashion buy and renovate rundown houses, or maybe you want to build new ones. Now you can. Start as a rookie flipper and make a fortune by helping the community out in the charming town of Pinakova.
Was this a VR game? Am I right in thinking House Flipper was a VR game?
No, I don't think it is. Car Mechanic Simulator got a VR update, but I don't think House Flipper did.
Oh, I thought there was a house game. It was a VR game. Maybe I'm muddled up.
There's a game where you do up a gas station that might be on VR1. I think there's one where you do up and up when you do up an arcade or something similar as well. And I do believe that's on VR, but House Flipper 2, I don't think it is.
I got some breaking news.
Okay.
Marlon has just joined the Discord.
Possibly the greatest day. Forget about the birth of your child.
Wow.
Marlon's made his way to the Discord and his opinions aren't very mild. Are we still live?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we are live. Okay. Well, do you know what? If we haven't seen the subscription...
Sorry, House Flipper is VR.
What, Oculus or something?
PlayStation VR, House Flipper.
One or two?
One.
It's dead platform. And its bigger brother, and its younger brother ain't much better either.
They can't see this. I just like the side view face and lip curl as you went. Dead platform.
That was very coin worthy, you know.
Yeah, it's very. You know, he had the look in his face in just to quash me with the dead platform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Dead.
Oh, so dead. Bloody hell. They even use a cadaver as a measurement of life against PSVR 2. God knows what's kept the Portal from meeting the same fate. So which is your mummy anyway? Which one are you choosing to put your name behind in your celebrity prowess? Don't forget, you're going to have to back all these up when you're on Blue Peter in 10 years' time as David Brentwhistle.
Botany Manor, I'll go for. Have a little bit of green-fingered fun.
Okay. Bobby, what are you going for, friend?
Yes, Botany Manor. I never planted a seed into a garden.
There's plenty of time for that. Your finger comment, RGT, was that based on the fact that Arabella's last name was Green, or?
No, just I know they say green fingers if you're into gardening. So you like green fingers, I suppose.
You know, when we on Wednesday this week, when we sat down and we discussed the script and we got to this bit, and my line was this.
Yes.
Is that because her name is Green? And you said no, and blah, blah, blah. And then we moved to the next bit and we turned the page over. And
yeah.
And we'll talk through the tiers. Did you think that was going to land, or did you think that was one of those ones that wasn't going to land in the meeting?
No, I didn't really know, to be honest. I was a bit worried about saying it, but there you go. It's done now, isn't it? It's now stored in a digital world of podcasting forever. So I'll never be able to take it back because Phil won't take it out. So it's there. We'll see.
Phil's known
fingers.
I think Phil knows when you start to feel a little bit awkward, he's probably just going to leave it in.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You want a random fact of the day?
Yeah.
In 1199, King Richard I was killed by an arrow in the siege of Castle Collas in France.
We must have lost Bobby when Stingray turned up because
yeah,
he's been on history websites. Bobby,
no, it popped up on my.
I don't want to interrupt your medieval research. What's your mummy? You've picked Botany Manor.
I did, sir.
RGT picked Botany Manor, and I'm picking I'm legally obliged to pump anything that's even slightly related to VR. I'm picking House Flipper. No, I'm picking Gigant. Oh, no, I'm picking House Flipper 2. What, pray tell, gentlemen, are your mummy VHS picks? We'll start with Bobby. No doubt he's going to come at me with some sort of a haymaker of a retro title now.
Oh dear God!
Or do you need time? RGT,
no, I don't. What was happening is there's a film called The Arena with Pam Grier, and it's a classic.
Never heard of that.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
I should watch it. I am going to. Sorry.
I wanted to say we touched on it earlier, but we didn't really touch on it properly, and I want to touch on it quite a bit. Your mum.
Whose mum?
Well, she is married.
RGT's mother.
I believe she's also married.
Where's this going?
I know.
This went into script reading on Wednesday.
I know, but it's stuck in my throat and I'm not happy with it. We spent series 1 and 2 building up.
His mum.
Mrs. RGT Senior is not stuck in my throat, no. The issue that I'm having is that we spent 2 seasons building up Gillian Tailforth off air, big reveal. This will get edited out. She's the real Mumsy from seasons 1 to 4. Okay? But I don't think some of the new listeners know about the lore. They haven't gone back to season 1. So now they think that it's your Mumsy, not Mumsy.
Yeah, definitely not my Mumsy.
And Gillian Tailforth's going to be in pantomime this Christmas, and she wanted to leverage some of this intrigue, fame, or whatever to get some more tickets sold, basically.
Okay.
So the mom is not real?
I don't know. Well,
am I living in a simulation right now?
No, she's on.
I've seen Mumsy.
Pantomime in Gainsborough.
Mm-hmm.
Puss in Boots, apparently. I don't know. It's probably not my favourite pantomime if I'm going to pick one. I'm normally Snow White and the Seven Wains kind of guy. But, and we're not anti that. He's just a kid.
Wow. This just took a sinister turn. But yes, Mumsy is not my mum. She is Mumsy of the lore of the show. If you go back to a few of the old episodes and listen, then you'll realise who Mumsy really is. She's not RGT's mum. Definitely not.
She's my mum.
Yes.
Okay.
Hashtag Gillian Tailforth.
Why don't we get Mumsy on the show? Let's do an episode with Mumsy.
That would be hilarious.
I'm done.
I can ask her.
Home. I'm done.
I'll just send her a text.
I'm done.
We'll find out.
I might cut the show. I'm done. Get it.
Well, I think we've destroyed George. Anyway, what are you hoping to plan the next week then? More Helldivers, Bobby?
Definitely Helldivers 2. Absolutely not stopping that. Very close to platinum. And actually the whole squad is almost close to platinum. So that's great.
So how many trophies you got left to do? 2, did you say?
Yeah, 2. I
You
just
have done that really quick.
Yeah. It's really, once you know how to do it, it's I can probably get you guys a platinum, no problem. Very easy.
What the hell?
I have Helldivers 2. We can knock it out together. It could be our first.
I thought you were talking about House Flipper 2.
No.
Oh yeah, not talking about Helldivers 2, buddy.
We just brought the show back on track. We're just doing what we're hoping to play. So I just said to Bobby,
you didn't pick a VHS. The fans will be irate. They're going to be in the Discord.
Oh yeah.
I have a VHS. Yes, I have Fire in the Sky.
Ooh.
Which is if you don't know, it's the film about Terry, can't remember his name, who was abducted in the woods and turned up a week later, a lumberjack that was apparently abducted by aliens. So that's a good film. You need to do yours, don't you, George? Your VHS. If you can keep yourself on track a bit here.
Oh, I've got a cold coming. I have. So I've blown my nose about 8 times this episode, and Phil, the producer's edited every single one of them out, or at least I hope. You paid for that?
He must have done
take my nose blows out. Unbelievable bloke.
And his crotch dribble. Take that out.
Yeah, don't leave that in.
No,
We're
take that off.
friends. Yeah. I don't care what Rogan will pay you. Bloody idiot. We'll go then.
Oh no,
You know
Phil.
in this bar.
No, don't go, Phil. Phil.
What are you
Phil.
begging him to stay for? When's he ever edited anything?
He's got a lot to edit out in this one.
He
You can
edited the
enjoy it.
first ever curse on the show. Thank God for Phil.
Phil. Phil, we're sorry. Phil.
All right, I'll make it up to him later.
He's gone.
He's not really gone. He's off down the wagon. It's Sunday, isn't it? Dinner
Oh,
time.
okay.
Yeah.
He wants the carvery.
He can drink in 2 hours. As per New York City law.
I don't think Phil probably works to that time zone, friends.
Oh, you're right about that.
My VHS mummy is God knows. Yeah. It's Space 1999.
Ooh. Good choice.
Or is it the original BBC version of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? I tell you what, Ray, just put them both in the bag. They're interchangeable. Yeah. Okay. With that said, all I see on the floor is a Stingray section sponsored by Jerkins Body Butter and a puddle of what looks like hydrogen gas that I can't apparently see because I'm as blind as a mole. The only thing left for us to do is to read out the tier supporters, ask each other what we're hoping to play, and then get the hell out of here. Bobby, what are you hoping to play?
Definitely Helldivers 2. 100%.
For
Playing
democracy.
For democracy. And then, I don't know, I have Rise of Ronin. I have Horizon Forbidden West. And some other bangers in that drawer. I got to open up and unseal it, which I will text Elliot. Common respect. So he knows to take his Tylenol or something, because I don't want to hurt the guy, you know?
Well, on that note, I found a sealed game in a charity shop. I bought it for him and he laughed at me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I won't text him then. I'll just open it.
Just pull the hair out of his body. Don't give him the
you
warning.
got it.
Just yank
I'm gonna.
it straight out.
Usually I use a knife. Now I'm gonna just open it with my hands. Just rip it open.
I'll
That's
bite it normally. Yeah.
Yeah. No one laughs at my
Nibble at it.
friend.
Then I
You
get
know?
a little skin tear and then I rip its arse
Rip
clean
it
out.
right. Yeah. Rip it right off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to front. You're out of here. And yeah, I don't know. One of those two. I'll figure it out. But definitely Helldivers for sure. What
Okay.
about you, Tom?
Me. Let's get me out of the way. I'm going to play some Helldivers. I'm going to play some MLB.
Let's play together, man.
Okay. Do we need to go headset? No headset because I don't have a headset.
We need to go headset. I need to tell you what to do.
Fine. Well, I'll use the controller as the headset then. That'll be nice quality for you.
Can't you just plug the Apple iPhones you have in your ear into the controller?
I don't want to infect this with that.
Mm.
Your face. Maybe I could, but these aren't really those kind of headphones. They're not.
I have the
Apple.
same headphones you have. Exactly those. I
No,
use a
they're not
Samsung.
Apple. There's some cheap ones that.
I just use Samsung phone. I don't have a headset either. I don't use this.
Don't you?
It's
OG
one ear
Tom
in.
promised me his old 3D Pulse headset because he's replaced it with the new headset.
Ooh.
Classic OG Tom. It's been said but never followed up on. RGT.
Yes.
Oh no, hang on. I was in the sale. And the sale on the PS Store right now is pretty epic. I got the Metro trilogy redos for £7.50.
Excellent.
Trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
That's
That's
steal,
excellent.
isn't it?
That's a steal for sure.
And I was like, how is this even right? I got Railway Empire. I got RoboCop.
Wow, you have had a bit of a spendathon.
Yeah, well, I used my points I've been saving up as well on the
Good idea, yeah.
what are they called? Stars? Is it Stars?
PlayStation Stars, yeah.
That
I'm
reward
trying to-
program.
I'm trying to get up to £20 on mine.
I I'm just trying to tell you what I bought, actually, because I thought it might be of interest to people who are interested in video games.
That Metro's a bargain, 750 for the trilogy.
I know, that's what I thought. That's why I couldn't leave it alone. I got a Resident Evil 2 and 3 pack. I've already got them physical. I got Lost. I got Fist of the North Star, the Metros, and I got F1 Manager 23.
Wow, you did have a good spend up.
I was feeling depressed, so I just spent money on the store. Did it change my emotions? No. And now I'm broke and depressed. So,
But you've got a managerial F1 game to play.
yeah, I doubt I'll play it.
Every cloud.
Yeah. The first one was particularly good, so I'm actually quite looking forward to it. I've waited and waited and waited, and it came down super cheap. So I feel like it's not a bad spend of the money. What are you hoping to play, RGT?
Probably pretty much the same as what I have been playing. So Expeditions, some more Valkyrie Elysium. Once the Bioshock strategy guys turn up, I shall be getting really into those because I've been enjoying that. I've missed out on those, and yeah, I'm sort of finding this new love, like I said last week, for PS3. So might find something different on the PS3 to play as well. But yeah, pretty much all those over again. And to see, get a little bit further in them. Been very tempted to pick up Helldivers now. Everyone's on board with this, and
well, I feel committed to Helldivers, and actually, all I want to do is play RoboCop, Railway Empire. But I need to get stuck in with this Helldivers malarkey. Could be a good afternoon for us. I guess, really, if that's that all said and done, we ought to do the subs.
Yes,
very generous of them. Don't forget, the show will always be free. It's free right now, and it will always be free. But if you've been enjoying this episode and you've enjoyed countless other episodes, well, don't waste that $2.50 in the bodega on really nice coffee. Add another 50 cents to it and spend it on us. And just go without a drink that day. It's only one day a month. We're not asking for much, are we? Everyone's meant to fast for 24/7, 24 hours a day. At least once a month, aren't they, Bobby? That's what the cool kids are doing. All the young kids, all the sub-30-year-olds. Fortnite, 24-hour fast. Probably watch Jake Paul, do something, skin a cat, drink some Prime.
Mm-hmm.
What else are you going to do this weekend? Probably watch KSI on a treadmill.
Yeah, some people rather watch people play video games than actually play video games, which is amazing to me.
I guess lots of people watch baseball when they could just go to the local park and play baseball.
You need at least 18 friends
to make baseball good. You would do, yeah. I haven't even got one friend.
Definitely not.
We could do the infield. I don't have enough for outfield,
Well, I remember when you were telling me a tale of how you used to play baseball with your one other mate or something, and I used to think to myself, how ridiculous is this?
Stickball.
Yeah.
Stickball's amazing. You just need two of you. You need a wall. You got to get a box. You spray paint a box, or you tape a box. You get the pitch distance and tennis balls and a stickball bat, and that's it. Simple rules, really.
Yeah, I do wish I was Bobby RGT, yeah.
We could do it. We could play stickball. The three of us could play. It's easy. It's the best. We'll have a good time.
Book a flight.
If we book flights to New York, we're not coming back this time. Okay, we're staying there.
Listen, hopefully I get over there. We could play stickball in your neck of the woods.
No, I want to play it somewhere inappropriate, using a bodega window instead of a wall.
Do that too. Crack home runs in people's apartment windows.
Yeah.
Done it a few times, really. I had a few home runs in an open window.
Do you get the ball back, or is it gone?
No, they get back to you. They just get upset.
Yeah. I can't blame them, to be
clean
fair.
a vase off the unit.
They call you a bunch of names and they throw the ball back.
Let's give the people their names. Let's call some people some names, their own names. These are the kind people that donate every month, and we're truly grateful for them. And we want you to be able to join them in the Unglorious as well. So if you want to ask a question about Bobby's skincare routine, or mine, or lack of, amongst various other things we talked about, would you rather have a stain on your chest or on your crotch? It's totally your call. And these are the sort of questions that we want on a video game news show.
Put a poll up.
Get a poll. Boba, do a poll. Face, chest, crotch. Where do you want it? What would be your call?
This is like deja vu to me. And last time I come up to Farmerton.
Oh, don't get on that bandwagon, please. I ain't got the time or the money for it. Subs list. First person.
Yes.
Trestles of New York. We filmed
Yes.
an episode there, and they very kindly have chosen to sponsor us. And that means they get the name read out. I tell you what, Trestle's going to need a new door, because once people hear this, you'll get clean off those hinges. Who's next?
We got a Bada Bing style.
Yeah.
Bada Bing star. He doesn't snack with bruschetta. Snacks with the olive.
Next, we have Tingle Tuna.
Tingle Turner.
Don't confuse me.
You're simply the breast. Down, 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 down.
Another edit, Phil. Oh, he's not here, as you forgot.
Come join me in the cupboard for a second, because the gateway to Narnia just got interesting. There's me, Digital Monkery, trying to work out why we wear napkins across our crotches. Why I've chosen that me and him live in a cupboard, but I just said something that spooked
It's
me.
too late now. We're stuck.
Yeah. Digital cupboardry.
And up next, we have the man who supports Motherwell, Roast Space Monk.
Then we got...
Oh, I want this one. Can I do this one? It's a special treat for me, just this one time.
Okay.
Doing what's right for democracy. The Gaming Graham.
Very good.
I just got the resonance right at the end.
Yeah.
I blew it at the beginning, got it at the end. Can't remember how I did it. Who's next?
It is Bald Border.
And up next, we have our very own Discord creator, our godfather of the community.
Yeah.
That is Boba.
We also have a man whose videos I've caught up on this week, and I messaged him. I was so excited. I must look like a rabid fanboy. He must have woke up to about 40 messages. Marathon Gaming. All these people who don't know Marathon Gaming is because he took a hiatus. I mean, these people, they're just plastic Marathon fans. I've got the doll.
Stickers.
A sticker.
Pin badge set.
My bedroom TV is on a pause screen of him from one of his videos. Message in to find out which one. Who's next?
Whose turn is it? Is that me? Sorry. Next up, we have the seal master himself, Elliot.
Next, we have my redheaded brother, your son, Ginge.
We have the delectable Emma Sharp.
Oh, that's me again, isn't it? Sorry, I'll push the order up.
I think I did that when I did my thing for Gaming Grams Democracy.
Okay, yeah, we'll blame you. Next up, we have the legendary Harvey Retro.
Up next, we have the man who is making his own game. Nowhere near Berlin.
I think after this episode, that's what my name will be. Nowhere near Violet Berlin. That's an absolute fact.
That's probably a legal requirement, I would imagine.
Restraining order.
Yeah, that's probably written on a court piece of paper. Nowhere near Violet Berlin, please.
Gaz Top's going to end up knocking on my door and bloody punching me or something, isn't he?
With Gilbert the Alien.
Oh, wow.
That's a blast from the past. He's going to get
I love
that.
it. I got a little twinge downstairs, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, you're off again.
The real Mumsy, not RGT's Mumsy, whoever this is, Mumsy. There should be a ban on names like that.
Yeah.
You can't read this next one out either because I'm against this.
Well, that's not my fault, is it? It's
He has,
the,
he has it.
yeah,
He's the only one who has one.
It's the Rimgard Thomas fan club.
I'm glad trading standards got involved. Why
Yeah.
did I ever have a fan club? OG Tom had a fan club. You got a fan club. Bobby got a fan club. Seb's out being wined and dined by his fan club.
Maybe that's a question you need to ask yourself.
So that's all I ever get told when I complain about lack of friends.
Mm.
But I don't know the answer. So what am I going to learn from this?
Isn't the next one on the list your friend?
Yep. He's down the block or down the bend, whatever you guys call it over there in your neck of the woods. Pete Brocklehurst.
Thank you, Pete.
And this is my guy.
Billy Marmite for democracy, Billy.
And last of all, we've got a new sub this week. New sub.
New sub.
Listener subsidizer.
Which is Simon Prike. So thank you very much, Simon. For
I'm
joining.
glad you said that.
Why?
Because
I read that as perk, and I was totally way off.
Yes, Prike. Yeah, Simon Prike. So yes, thank you, Simon.
Thank you, Simon.
Very kind. So he'll. I think
Long time or short time. We love you, whatever. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for getting involved.
He's loved us long time. He also was. If we go back a bit, he was the winner of our OLL competition when we were at the show. So he has loved us long time.
Is he the guy in the picture that's sort of awkwardly holding, and I'm like pointing at his crotch?
Yeah, that's the one, because he thought he had a Polonaise stone.
Was that on the UCP website, or is it on on the Instagram? Is it on the UCP one, or is it not? I think it did make it on there, didn't it?
Yeah, it's on the UCP one, I think. So that is Simon. So, yeah.
Yeah, because if people go back to the 17th of April 2023, there's an image of what looks like me and you covering up a crotch ketchup stain as he walks into his interview.
It's quite relevant, actually, for what we've been talking about. So, yeah, we're definitely hiding something.
That's probably one of the reasons why you need to get involved and get yourself a UCP fridge magnet, because if you've got a job interview coming up tomorrow, and before that you've booked yourself an Italian meal, I think only the sensible people would know what to do with that fridge magnet.
Exactly.
Well, no. Is that it, gentlemen? We've talked about what we're hoping to play. We've done the subs list, which we're very grateful for. Don't forget, the show will always be free, but your support means $1 million to us. Is there anything else that we need to talk about? Business. Executive producer hat on.
Wow. No, I think we've covered everything this week.
Bobby, do you want to impart any more gaming wisdom?
No.
We're
going to get Oscars for this.
I love it. I was on the edge of the seat though, because he went, I thought, here we go. He's going to give us some tip on the PlayStation. No.
I have good news though. I did figure out my internet issue.
What was it?
I was on I can obviously play online because I've been playing all week, but then I get knocked off it and I'm unavailable or unknown. So I had to go and delete my cache from the PlayStation 5. And I tested it and everything works correctly. Even this morning I put it on and it works. So there was apparently the cache was corrupted and it kept trying to switch over from landline to Wi-Fi and then it got lost. So the PlayStation just blocked it even though I was online, but none of my friends could see me. Once I cleared the cache, good to go.
Good tip there.
I'm going to just do a precautionary wipe of my cache today. I was on it the other day. I was in the settings and I was like, why have we got this insulting internet settings here on this PS5 when we don't have a browser? This is the most inflammatory thing to me. Not that I ever used the console to surf the web, but in 1999 on the Dreamcast, that might be something someone needed to do. Now, no. But then why leave the settings in? And Bobby highlights the reason why you leave the settings in. Because although you're not allowed to look at certain websites.
Like what?
Well, you can't look at any websites on the PlayStation, can you? IGN, GameSpot, UCP. Okay. You can't use it for that. You can't use it for anything like that.
Okay.
You can't go on Google, Amazon, whatever. You can't do it.
Right.
But behind the scenes, it is using the internet. So it's building up a cache. Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd have the answer within 24 hours. I saw what you were trying to do, but I didn't want any of what you wanted.
Who?
You.
No, I was just interested. I didn't know what sites you meant. So.
Well, any.
Oh, okay.
PS5 don't have a web browser.
I didn't know if you were just being
Good to
more
know.
specific,
What were you thinking I was thinking?
Something you can use Jerkins with.
That's all we have time for this week, listeners. As always, thank you for your time. I look forward to the pleasure of speaking to you again next week. Till then, happy gaming. Remember, there's nothing wrong being given an efficient control. It's what you do with it that counts. Gentlemen, it's been amazing. I wish you the very best week, and new listeners. Take care.
Laters.